So here is a list of things that are not doing the thing. Preparing to do the thing isn't doing the thing. Scheduling time to do the thing isn't doing the thing. Making a to-do list for the thing isn't doing the thing. Telling people you're going to do the thing isn't doing the thing. Messaging friends who may or may not be doing the thing isn't doing the thing. Writing a banger tweet about how you're going to do the thing isn't doing the thing. Hating on yourself for not doing the thing isn't doing the thing. Hating on other people who have done the thing isn't doing the thing. Hating on the obstacles in the way of you doing the thing isn't doing the thing. Fantasizing about all of the adoration you'll receive once you do the thing isn't doing the thing. Reading about how to do the thing isn't doing the thing. Reading about how other people did the thing isn't doing the thing. Reading this essay isn't doing the thing. The only thing that is doing the thing is doing the thing. And I love this insight that you can dress it up however you want. The work just needs doing.
Welcome back to the Brent Daniels Real Estate Live Show. Just do the thing, right? Let's just take massive, imperfect action today. Today's show is all about how do I get a deal this week? How do I get it in the next 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours? I'm going to give you different paths because everybody's a little bit different. Everybody's personality is different. Everybody's schedule is different. Everybody's market's different. Everybody's budget for marketing and finding great deals is different. You know what's all the same though? This number. This number for everybody is the same because everybody has 168 hours a week, right? So if you go, by the way, only 22% of people on planet Earth, according to the Whoop app, the little thing that you wear on your wrist, only 22% of adults get 7 hours or more of sleep. So I assume being an entrepreneur and having a crazy brain like we all have, you probably don't get 8 hours of sleep, but I account for it anyway here. You get 56 hours of sleep, right? 8 hours times 7 is 56. If you get that, fantastic. Well, what if you're working a full-time job and you got 40 hours of work, right? You're working 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. You got 40 hours of work. Well, let's knock that off too. What's next? Oh, I got to spend time with my family. I got to spend time with my bae, my boo, my love. I got to do the little romance thing. It fulfills me. It makes my heart beat better, right? Okay, do your thing. Maybe you got kids. Maybe you're running around. Maybe you're taking care of, some family members or whatever else. Great. You got 40 hours. What are you doing for the other 32 hours of shenanigans? Because if you shenanigan once, you'll shenanigan, right? Like, what are we doing here for 32 hours? 32 hours. If you commit to your real estate goals, to your real estate vision, to your real estate dreams, and that doesn't mean planning. That doesn't mean researching. That doesn't mean like sitting behind and just watching or listening. This means actually taking action, having quality conversations with property owners for 32 hours a week. Put it in the chat here. Do you think you can fail? Is it even possible that if you really, really, really focused on getting in front of and communicating with property owners for 32 hours a week? That's after all of the other stuff that you've got. Your plate is full. It's Thanksgiving dinner. You got turkey, you got stuffing, you've got the mashed potatoes, you've got everything on there, right? Your plate is full. There's still this big old section of 32 hours a week that you can commit to this business. So just talk to people, please. Just talk to people. Just go out there and be loud and have conviction about being a real estate entrepreneur. It will attract business to you. I promise you. I promise you, it is undefeated. It is undisputed. Nothing is like it in the world. I just showed a chart at the beginning of the show that showed that real estate is still, after all of these years, after the ups and the downs and the crashes and the rises, it is still the most preferred and the most likely to get you a solid return over time. Incredible. So congratulations. You're here. Congratulations. You're going to be putting in work over the next 48 hours to go and find a deal. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. But we cannot do that without another number in mind. All right. This is the number I want you to keep in mind. 200. 200. 200 doors. 200 contacts, or 200 offers. Okay? 200. Keep it in your head. Keep it in your head. If you go to 200 doors, and those properties are, and I'm going to show you the tools to be able to find those properties to go and to knock on these doors. If you have zero budget, if you've got like, I just need to go out there and I need to take action. I'm an adventurer. I like things that are new and surprising. I like things that I don't want to sit in my office all day. I don't want to sit behind a desk all day. I don't want to sit behind a computer every day. I want to go out there and experience. I want to get out in the streets, baby. 200 doors knocked will get you a deal this week. 200 doors. And this is, these are ugly houses, just ugly. They need some love, beat up houses, or they're in ugly situations. There's something going on with that property owner that's causing them to have a lot of stress about owning the real estate that they have. 200 contacts. This means that you talk to, if you're going to cold call somebody, or if you're going to DM people, or people are going to DM you, it's 200 contacts that is going to get you a deal. Okay? Picking it up, making a call. And guys, I want you, this is just me and you, and Rafael Cortez is going to come later with his guitar. We're going to have a fun time. He's not going to sing or anything. Well, maybe, I don't know. But it's going to be a fun time today, but mostly this show is all about question and answers. We haven't done a purely question and answer show in a long time, so I wanted to have all of these questions that you have in your mind bubble to the surface, put them into the chat so that I can answer them while we have the time spent today, okay? So 200 doors of ugly houses, ugly situation, 200 contacts if you're cold calling, or 200 offers on the MLS. 200 offers on the MLS. And by the way, if you're going to make an offer on the MLS, here is the secret sauce. Call the agent. What? Yeah, call the agent. And I'm going to show you a super secret list. I mentioned it on Wholesale Hotline on Monday, but I'm going to show you how to find that list here in just a second so that you can pull it and go after the properties that nobody else is putting offers on. For one specific reason, and it's a big reason, but nobody else is putting offers on. But this is the number that you got to keep in mind. You got to find the time. And by the way, if you're looking at this, if you're saying, okay, let's blend the two of these. If you got 32 hours, if you're doing this full time, you got 72 hours. This is hustle season. Like put on your big pants, put on your work boots, and let's get in front of some property owners, okay? But if you only have 32 hours and you're looking at, okay, what do I do here? With the doors, typically you're going to get to 5 doors an hour. So in that 32, you're not going to quite get there, but if you can really squeeze out some more time, if you're not like totally part-time, you should be able to accomplish this no problem, right? But so you're getting about 5 doors an hour. For cold calling, you're going to get to 10 contacts an hour. And with the offers, depends on the technology that you're using, but you want to really cherry pick the deals that you're going after. You're going to probably make 5 to 10 offers an hour on the MLS. Okay? So those are the metrics that you're looking at here. That's what you need to break down as you're doing the choose your own adventure here for finding a deal this week. And guys, I am telling you, if push came to shove and there was like some ridiculous motivation. Like you were going to, if you didn't get a deal by Sunday this week, you're no longer allowed to own real estate for the rest of your life. If you can't get a deal by Sunday at midnight, you get thrown in prison for 90 days. Right? Somebody just abducted your pet and will not return it unless you get a deal by Sunday at midnight. Every single person watching or listening this right now would find a way to do it. Isn't that interesting? Does everybody believe that, or is this hyperbole? Am I just being ridiculous? Am I just throwing these things out, right? Like, do you believe that? Put it in the chat. Let's get some participation. Let's get some action going. And just like in your own mind, if you're sitting there and you're like, yeah, like if I couldn't own any real estate for the rest of my life unless I found a deal by Sunday, I would find a deal. If you believe that, then why aren't you? So then you're limiting yourself. Ridiculous. So stop being ridiculous and go out there, take massive imperfect action on what we're talking about here. And when you're getting these questions or doubts, put it in the chat. Let's talk about it. Right? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think so, but prove me otherwise, right? Awesome. All right, let's jump in here. Look at this. This is awesome. KPIs, baby. Discipline and consistency is key. Love it. Law of averages, impossible to fit. Look at you guys. Good morning. Amazing. Look at this. Look at Ralph, guys. Ralph just closed on a deal yesterday for $22,000 in South Philly. JV, squad up, baby. Look at this guy. Ralph is out of control. Absolutely incredible, Ralph. Hopefully you kept a lot of that. Make sure that you do. And make sure that you're putting some right into your marketing efforts. And whatever you did to get that deal, keep doing it. All right? Bananas. Nice. How do I? Oh, we're going to get to these questions. Oh, these are good questions already. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, guys, put in your questions here. I'm going to go through some tools. I'm going to give you some instruction so that you can actually take action on, because I could stand in front of a whiteboard and go, yes, go do it. Right? Like the TikTok that we started with, just do the work. Right? Yeah, it's great. But like how? Like, how can somebody with experience give me an idea of how to do that? All right. Number one here. If you're going to go door knocking, because we started with door knocking, let me share this here. Present, and that is share screen. And I'm going to go, is it window? No. I'm going to go here. Boom. I'm going to start with Deal Machine, guys. Deal Machine right here is an incredible tool to be able to go in, and this will, hold on. For some reason, it changed my whole map up. Anyway, it doesn't matter. When you go in here, you can go by pre-foreclosures. You can go into property type and find single-family houses. You can then put it on an app and drive around and go and door knock. Okay? Now, I don't know what it is. It's probably let's just say it's $150 a month, and you get 10,000 skip traces with that, which means you get the phone numbers for those property owners. So you could just pull a list that way. You could just do that. Or you could do what I did. This is what I did. I went out every single day with a notepad, exactly like this. And I found a notepad. You could probably get a free notepad anywhere, right? Just find a notepad, find something you can write on. And I went out and I saw an ugly house. I stopped my car. I got out. I knocked on the door of that ugly house. Somebody answers. I have a conversation. I'm interested in buying properties in the area, and I wanted to see if you would consider an offer on your property. There's only 5 responses that you get. Yes, I do. Wow, this is so fortuitous that you stopped by. Oh, the serendipity of this moment, right? Yes. And sometimes it happens. Oftentimes they say, no,
I don't want to sell the house. Or they say, you know what? Maybe. Or I'm just the tenant. I think the owner might want to sell the property, but I don't know. Then they say, how much will you give me? Right? Oh, well, okay. You're stopping by my house. How much will you give me for it? Right? That's a great opening dialogue to open up the conversation. Now we're, well, tell me more about the house. Can I get a quick property tour? Can we go through this? Right? And the fifth one is, who are you? Who are you? If you're going to door knock, I highly suggest, this is why I wore the polo today, that you wear a golf polo of some sort, or whatever is appropriate in your area. If you're in a very cold area and it's cold season, it's fall, it's winter, wear something that is going to keep you warm. Okay. But either way, be professional. If you have a logo, great, put it on your shirt. If you don't, nobody cares. Truly, nobody cares. Right. But just having a polo makes you look like you're not there. You're more professional. You're there for a professional reason. I think that it matters. I think that you should brush your teeth. I think you should do your hair. I think you shouldn't have a crazy beard that's growing all over the place and circling around. Like, get it trimmed, like look good, right? Look presentable on some level. It builds trust early and it'll give you an advantage. Okay. So you could literally just go, and when you door knock a property, and they're not home, you door knock the property next to it, the property next to that, on either side, and the three across the street. Now you're looking at that 200, right? I need to knock 200 doors, but I see one ugly house, and that's 5. So wait a second. So if I can get 5 out of one ugly house, all I really need is, what is that? 50 ugly houses? 40 ugly houses to get to 200, because I know I'm going to talk to the neighbors, and then the neighbors are going to give me the scoop, because the neighbors know everything about the property, especially if they're home and it's 10:47 on a Tuesday or a Thursday. Let's say you knock tomorrow. They're going to know what's going on. So have those conversations with the neighbors. It costs you absolutely nothing. I highly suggest, if they're not home, you get a little sticky pad. I get them from Amazon. You can get them from Staples. You can get them from Office Max. You can get them from probably the grocery store. They're lined paper. It looks like this, but it's like a quarter of the size, and it's a sticky note. And I just put, and you could mess around with this. You can say, I buy houses cash, put your name and number, boom, put it to the door. Or you can just say, stop by, call me, and boom, there you go. And then you start getting some leads. And then Matt just dropped it off because he knows me so well. You get one of these. It's an accordion binder. And you just write out your leads information. You put it in the accordion binder. You put it by the date that you want to follow up with them. Maybe it's tomorrow. Maybe it's next week, whatever it is. You look at it and you pull it up. Oh, it's the 27th of the month. Who do I got to talk to today for my lead follow-up? Boom. No, maybe you're a tech person. Maybe you want to keep everything in there. You could do it all with batch leads, and Deal Machine. They're both choose which flavor you want. Coke and Pepsi. Doesn't matter. Some people in the North, like Midwest, love Pepsi. In the South, they love Coca-Cola. It's just a fact. Do you know that? Yeah, there's a whole map on it. Anyway, batch leads or Deal Machine. Each one, guys, is absolutely phenomenal. You get hooked up using TTP as a code. You saw it on the little runner that we were doing. Okay, next, let's talk about making offers on listed properties. And I'm gonna shake this up a little bit, because I'm gonna give you the instruction that I'm going to give you is much different than I think most people are giving here. Now, I love going after the ugly houses. And one of the things that I did, this is just realtor.com, guys. If you're following along, this is realtor.com. I go in here, I go into Phoenix, Arizona. I go for houses, right? You can select what you want. I just want single family houses because that's the biggest pool of buyers that we have. Okay. And then I go into more. And in more here, I type in a keyword, fixer upper. Fantastic. You can type in investor. You can type in TLC. You can type in as is. Although I put as is in and nothing popped up. So I went to Fixer Upper. So obviously this is a more common code that people are using. And I go in here and look at this. This is something that I want you to see. Number one is these green little dots here are the houses that are available. That's not what I want. I want these yellow ones that say pending. See these? Pending. See this? Pending. Pending. This foreclosure is fine. I don't really care about the foreclosures, to be honest. I want the contingent. They've got a couple different options. They go contingent and they go pending. I want the properties that are already under contract. I do. And I want to call up the agents and I want to say, oh my gosh, I missed out on this one here on Reed Avenue. Let's see what the condition is. Let's see if this is bad. This isn't bad. No. I want a nastier one. I want something that's really in rough shape here. People think that's a fixer-upper. That's adorable. Right here. This looks perfect. Here's a good one. Okay. So I'm looking at this on Burgess, and it looks like this property, not totally destroyed, but this needs a complete renovation, right? And I'm going to go in and I'm going to see who listed this property, right? And I'm going to have a conversation with this listing agent. Now, don't contact agent here. That is just a lead that's going to be sent to a different agent. You want to talk to the actual listing agent on this property. Okay. So I'm looking down. Here we go. It's listed right here by Rosalinda. I'm going to click Rosalinda, pops it right up. Look at that. Her phone number is right here. There's a little bit of a delay here, I think. Oh, it went to it. There you go. So here it is. This opened up. Here's Rosalinda. Boom. Here is her phone number. And I'm calling that number and I'm saying, hey, what's going on with that property? You know what? Should we call her? Yeah. Bo's got my phone. Yeah. Yeah. Luke, give me your phone. We'll just do this live, guys. Do you want to unlock it? It is unlocked? Yeah. Okay. 6993. Guys, I'm not practicing this. I'm not rehearsing this. I'm just going for it.
Hi, you reached Rosalinda O'Hare with the Real Broker. Please leave your name and number, and I'll return your call as soon as possible. For a faster response, please text me at 480-570-6993. Thank you.
Rosalinda, my name is Brent Daniels, and I was looking at your listing here on 4302 East Burgess Lane. I know it is under contract, but I had a quick question for you. I'd love to put in a backup offer on that property. So if you could give me a call back, my cell phone number is 480-216-0534. Talk to you soon. Boom. There you go. Now you guys all have my cell phone. Whatever. I love the action. Anyway, that's what I would do. And I would just do that. So boom, over and over and over and over. And then I would go back to this. Let me share this tab instead. Let's go back and do it again with these ones. I would look for the properties that really needed some love, some properties that maybe a first-time investor got really excited about, and then they do their inspection and it turns into much bigger of a project because they don't really have all of their contractors done. I mean, they're not done. All their contractors really buttoned up and their budget's really tight, right? And this one has one question. I mean, it has one picture of it, which I love, which is absolutely fantastic. So let's go in. Yohara, let me see your phone again. Yep. Let's see. This will be interesting. What's the percentage of agents that actually answer their call? She doesn't even have her phone number in here. That's bananas. Okay. Let's do this. We'll go here. We'll search it. We'll share this tab instead. We'll go here see if we can find. Okay, she doesn't even have number there. That's interesting as well. It's tough to sell properties when you don't put your phone number on things. She is elusive. I mean, it looks like she's doing some business. So maybe it's let me see if it just goes back to this and doesn't have anything. Okay, well, I would have to dig some more. Do you want me to keep digging for this number? I might as well. Let me show you what I would do here. Let me close out these tabs. I would go back to, where did it search her info? There it is. Go back. I'll go into here. I'll go back to, there we go. Yohar, there it is. It's right here. Let's see. 602 410 1020. Boom. Oh.
Hello?
Hi, is this Yohara?
Yes.
Hi, my name's Brent Daniels. I was calling about a listing that you have on Wilshire, 8543.
Yes, sir. That property is currently pending.
Yeah, I saw that. I was seeing if you've got backup offers, or if you would, if I could submit one for you.
We currently do have, I believe, like 2 backup offers.
Okay.
But you're more than welcome to submit one, and if it falls through, I'll go ahead and reach out and go from there.
Yeah, amazing. We buy these properties cash in this area, and I didn't see many pictures on it. Do you think that can you get a loan on this, or would you have to buy it cash?
I think you can get a loan on this. Actually, the highest offer was a conventional loan.
Okay.
So we're currently still in process of that. We got some cash offers, some hard money.
Yep.
Pretty close to the listing price. One hard money was at the listed price.
Got it. Awesome. Yeah. That makes sense. Okay, so I got to beat that. What is it looking good with the conventional offer? I know sometimes people get scared away if it's the inspections get a little bit crazy.
The inspection actually went better than we anticipated.
Awesome.
So now we're just waiting to hear back from the appraisal.
Oh, fantastic. All right. Well, hopefully it goes smooth and you guys get it closed, but I'll put something together and just email it over to you.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
Amazing. Have a great one.
You as well. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye. Boom. How much info did we get? That was awesome. Oh, yeah. Right. I love good agents. She's a good agent. Yeah. I mean, besides not having her number on realtor.com, she's a good agent because she wants to get that sold. You know what I mean? Which is the goal of the property owners. But guys, that's what I would do day in, day out, 200 times. You do it 200 times, following this instruction, going into realtor.com, grabbing all of those properties that need some love, and calling the owners, calling the agents of the properties that are already under contract, guys. I don't care if they're backup offers. I'm going to out rapport. Did you see the tone that I used? Did I say I didn't say I was a realtor? I didn't say anything. I'm just Brent Daniels. I said it like she knows me or should know me. You know what I mean? And wow, she's a great agent. She's going to get that property. So obviously she already does. And hopefully that goes through and she gets it done. But then you're just planting seeds and planting seeds and planting seeds. If I really wanted to, what I should have done, Luke, is I should have seen if she had anything else that needed some love. Anything else. But, I just wanted to kind of instruct on the conversation to have when there is offers already on it. And, in my experience, inspection periods, these type of things, appraisals, can torpedo deals, anything like that going on right now. Yes, no. Okay. No. Great. Best of luck. You know what I mean? Super positive, super confident, super conversational, all these things. I mean, look at all these properties. Look at this. Here's another one. Here's another property pending. 360, not destroyed. Guys, by the way, these properties that are on the MLS are like the Taj Mahal compared to the properties that we run across off market. I mean, I should show you some of these pictures. It's absolutely incredible what's going on. But this is pretty cleaned up compared to what we're used to. But it's worth going in and putting backup offers. Guys, I know people in this country that this is all they do. Their marketing budget is $0. $0. And they do 2 to 3 deals like this every single month. Now, what I will say is this. Let's move over here. And then I'll get into some questions with you guys. All right. When you guys are making offers to agents, remember this. They're going to expect that it's on the realtor. And remember, if you guys really want to up your game, you really want to like be a hoity-toity kind of snooty real estate person, guy or gal, it's realtor, not realtor. There's no A. Realtor. Put it in your head. It took me forever. It took me probably 3 years of being licensed before and being a realtor to actually say realtor. But you have to use a realtor contract. So be familiar with that. Super easy. You could have them draw it up, but typically for this strategy, you want to be able to draw it up yourself. Offergun.com. Offergun.com, I think, has most of them already preformed in their service, and it's really, really, really easy to click and send in an offer. Offergun.com, guys. I don't have that on there, but tell them TTP sent you. Anyway, realtor contract, 1% earnest money, and you have to deposit this. The agent will hound you to make sure your earnest money's in, because until they get it. What happens is when you put in earnest money, you get an earnest money receipt, and realtors have to put that earnest money receipt into what's called SkySlope, which is a transaction coordination software. And if it's not in there, their brokers start screaming at them, or they start getting alerts. So they're going to be hot and heavy to have you. It's not one of those things where you're like, hey, I'll put in the earnest money after I sell the property, or I'll just put in the earnest money of a cash buyer. No siree, Bobski. Okay. And then you need proof of funds. And did you hear what she said? Absolutely incredible. She made a distinction between a cash offer and a hard money loan offer. That's how these agents, cash to real estate agents means you have it in a bank account. Right? If you're going to be bringing hard money into it, you need to tell them, hey, listen, there's no appraisal contingency if there is none with your hard money lender, okay? And there's no lending contingency. It's already ready to go, right? You can remove those contingencies from the realtor contract. That's going to make them feel very, very, very confident. This is some high level stuff, guys, but I'm telling you, like, you can fumble your way through this. Just make the offers. Don't worry about understanding all this. You're going to get it. I mean, I'm cutting you to the front of the line, just giving you the experience. But you need to make sure you have proof of funds. And I highly suggest this is a hard money lender if you're getting these proof of funds. Okay. I also suggest that you seriously let it be known to whoever is on this proof of funds who you are, because that agent's calling. That agent is calling. Hey, do you know Brent Daniels? Are they qualified? What's going on? Most of them know. Yeah, as long as up to a certain point, we're going to look at the asset. We're an asset-based lender. We got the money for them, right? But if they're like, I don't know who that is, or nobody answers the phone because it's some national brand and they've got like VAs running the whole business, you know what I mean? Have somebody local here. Got it? Awesome. So this is the big difference here is you can't just use a really easy, and then in that purchase agreement, you have to, in Arizona, you have to disclose if you're going to wholesale. So make sure you check your laws. You can go to easyreiclosings.com, easyreiclosings.com, and they have something called the War on Wholesaling, which is, I mean, it's an effective title, but
kind of, oh, everybody's after it. It's not true. We live in a bubble. All right, good. Here we go. All right, I'm going to get to some questions here because I need some interaction. All right, we got some great questions. Okay, Smoky Mountain Blues. How to get a property owner to sell when the neighbors say the owner will not sell no matter what? It's been vacant for decades. It's literally falling apart and has huge trees, and landscape is bad. You have to get a hold of the owner.
I never trust the neighbors. I mean, I trust them if they're like kind of giving me the scoop, but when they go, oh, Betty would never sell that house. Her dad built it in 1914 with his bare hands. It was he carved all the wood. He was a wood whittler. He's a woodsman, and it's just this beautiful house. They would never get rid of it. It's a legacy property. And then Betty sells it the next week. Happens all the time. So don't trust them. Go talk to the property owner. I can't get a hold of the property owner. Great. Go to skipgenie. I'm giving all the tools today. Skipgenie.com. You pull up Skip Genie. You put it in there. It shows you possible relatives. It shows you if they've passed away or not. And if you go through all those numbers and still can't get a hold of any decision makers, hire a private eye. You can hire a private eye for $70 to $100 to pull all of the connections to that person that owns that house and reach out to them. You can do that. And then have a conversation with them. You will find somebody that you can have a conversation with. And if they're just they're a decision maker, then they're either going to sell it or not. And then you just keep following up and plant the seeds. You know what I mean? Nobody's going to just own a property forever that they're going to pay property taxes on, let it go, deteriorate till, you basically have to scrape it. It's not going to happen. Okay. So that's what I would suggest. Great question. We already celebrated that. Easy Rich. I love this. How do I run comps in non-disclosure states? Absolutely fantastic. I know that in Texas, there is Propelio. I think they're kind of limping along. They're just kind of Texas specific. They used to be a bigger company, but I think that they've really focused in Texas specifically. But the bigger answer is get access to the MLS. I am telling you, I'd have to look it up. Will you look it up on your phone? How many real estate, like how many realtors are in the country? There used to be like 2 million. I think it dropped down to 1.2 or so. The point is, somebody that's a realtor. 1.5 million realtors in the United States. Somebody, Easy Rich. So talk to them. Tell them, hey, listen, I just want the ugly houses. I just want the properties that need significant investment, that have some opportunity for improvement. That's what I want. And so everything else that's retail, I will give to you. I just need to be put on your MLS and get access to it and be like your transaction coordinator or assistant. All the MLSs have a certain, they give, kind of some golden tickets to you to be able to pass out to your staff. So be part of their staff. And there you go. You're doing it. And now you've got the MLS data. You're looking at everything. It's not out there. You got a huge advantage. I love when it's hard to do stuff in this business. Harder to do stuff in this business means less people are going to do it. Certainly the people that are fly by night aren't going to do it. So it's a huge advantage for you to go out there and get those deals. Great question. Jose, I have a seller that reached to me after months of follow-up and ghosted me. She says she's now finally ready to sell immediately. I'm hoping to lock it up this week. Listen, I'll ring the bell, a premature bell, but don't make me look stupid, Jose. Don't make me look like that I just ring the bell willy-nilly for anything, okay? Get him. Go get him, Jose. Absolutely incredible. I'm telling you, it's been popping up more and more and more. The last, I would say 45 days, we've had some long-term follow-ups that have popped into our life out of nowhere. And holy cow, these are great deals. It's like they finally realized. It's like the straw is hit the camel's back, and all of that weight, all that pressure that they've been holding on to, that little straw, whatever it is, whatever happened in their life, whatever situation, circumstance happened in their life, boom, they're ready to make a decision. This is the time. And by the way, guys, I will every single year tell you the same thing. This is the time. This is the time. Because different markets happen. Different interest rates happen. Different inflations happen. Different changes in governments happen. All of these things happen, right? But the fact remains the same. We still have to talk to people. We still have to have quality conversations. We do. You know what I mean? And oh, look at that. Easy Rich. His mom is an agent. Oh, come on. Your mom better hook you up. That's perfect. You're set. So, guys, be on the lookout. You got to be ready. You got all those leads that are sitting in your pipeline, in your CRM, sitting on a piece of paper somewhere, jammed into your drawer or stuck to your wall or whatever. Call them, reach out to them, see what's going on, because they're now all of the little heads are popping out of the shell. You know what I mean? So get after it. Dylan, I'm sending video messages to foreclosures in my area. My goal is to stand out. What do you think is a good opener? Hurry! What are you doing? No. Dylan, test it. I would probably write down 3 or 5 that you think would stand out and test them and see which ones work the best. You know what I mean? If you're doing video messages, like I assume you're going to be texting them to them, which is an interesting strategy. I would just make sure they're not on a litigator list. These are professional people that litigate, and text messages are really an easy receipt to be able to start a lawsuit, especially if you send multiple to the same person. So just be aware. They're out and about. They're up 32% from last year at this time, the amount of TCPA lawsuits. Now, that's across the board. That might not just be for real estate. That might be for everything. But, it raises all boats. So just remember that. All right. Question, Brent. What are you in your business doing with the leads who are underwater and have no equity? I throw them away. Throw them away. I'm not going to do a sub 2 unless it's in an area that I would want to keep. But for the most part, I have so many opportunities to buy unbelievable, like Burr type strategy deals if I want to add to my portfolio, that doing an underwater sub 2, I'm going to even scratch that. I wouldn't even do that. I would just throw them away. Listen, to me, there's 2 main ingredients. Let's go back over here.
There's 2 main ingredients, Ralph, and this is critical, right? You need motivation, right? They've already made the decision they're going to sell their property, and you need equity. That's what I focus on. Now, some people focus on the properties that don't have any equity, and I don't know what they do with them, but people have all sorts of different strategies. But for me and my business, motivation, equity. That's it. Those are the 2, non-negotiables. They got to have these things or see ya. Great question, though.
Hey, Brent, when is the right time to make an offer to a seller when there's a lot of competition on the property and the seller isn't disclosing what they want? Ooh, and it's a probate lead. Oh, declaration home buyers, you are making me feel excited. A couple different things. Number one, you got to figure out when the probate's going to be done. You got to figure out when the probate's going to be done. And the conversation we have is, I can make you an offer. I'd love to make you an offer, but if it's going to be 30 days, 60 days, 90 days down the road before you get ownership, the offer is going to change. Either it's going to go up or it's going to go down. But right now, we are in a lot of turbulence. Would you agree in the market that things aren't really just steady Eddie out there? Right? And they might say, no, I believe it is steady Eddie. And I believe that the offer that you make me now is what it's going to be in 90 days or 120 days. And that person will never do business with you. I am telling you, that person will never do business with you. Okay? They are in it for one thing, and that is the highest price, and they're going to get people to fist fight over it, and then they're going to have a horrible experience because somebody's going to commit to it. It's going to be way too high, and then they're going to beat them up in the inspection period. God bless them. Go do your thing. I'm not playing the game. There's too many deals, especially right now. There's too many deals out. There's too many opportunities. I'm not messing around with this. Oh, you can't see me. You can't see how much I want for this house. I'm playing games with everybody. Hello. No, I'm not playing that. Not in this market. 2021, 2022, 2020, 2019. Sure. We'll play your peekaboo games. We'll play that all day long. It's fun. Not now. Not in this boring market. No way. So if it's a probate lead, how long is it going to be? And then once somebody has their when somebody has the ownership of the property, I'm going to do deep discovery over that process. What is really their goal? Is their number one goal just price? What are the other factors? Pace calls it finding the bunnies, right? There's always some other hidden motivation that isn't just about the price that you can offer. If it is just about the price, you're dealing with a driver or analytical personality. They're playing the game more aggressive than you are. Move on. I am tired of it's the whole sell me this pen thing from Wolf of Wall Street. Like, how long have they been in the market to buy a pen? You know what I mean? And then from there, do we know what kind of pen that they like? What is your goal with this property? To get the most money possible in the shortest amount of time. Great. How much is that? What works for you? What's a no-brainer price? I'm not telling you. Okay. No problem. I totally understand. So when do you think the probate will be completed? Because the offer will adjust based on when we can close. So are you pretty close? Is your attorney saying that you're within days, within weeks? What does that look like? I'm not telling you. Okay, great. I'll tell you what, I'm not going to waste your time. I'm not the right buyer for you. I wish you the best of luck. Next. I'm not doing it. In this, I'm not working with people that are going to stand on top of a pedestal and scream down at me. There's no way. I'm not doing it. There's too many deals. There's too many great deals, especially if you're doing the right marketing. Doing the right marketing, or you're in hustle season, you're talking to 200 people or knocking 200 doors or making 200 offers on the MLS. There you go. But just to put a little bow on that, a little cherry on top, a little sprinkle a little nuts on top of that. I would be the first one there. I'd make I'd really do deep discovery. I'd find out exactly what their goal is. If I can't find out what their goal is, I'm not making an offer. If I can if I can figure out what their goal is, I'm going to make an offer, and I'm going to and hopefully be in alignment with the price and the terms. Dylan, are you doing anything to stand out when you email her your offer? Yeah, you text them. Text them, Dylan. Call, conversation, send the offer, text, hey, will you please send me a confirmation that you received my offer? 2 days later, how's it going? Anything going on? Is there any hope for me on this deal? No, they're closing. Okay, great. Do you have anything else? Like the more that you can, and I'm sure that there's some sort of psychological labeling for this, but the more that you can communicate with somebody, the more that they're going to be like, okay, well, this person is serious. This person is legit. This person, I trust that they are looking for really, for a deal here. And, I'll start building a relationship. Maybe it's the exposure model. I don't know, whatever it is. Somebody put it in the chat if you know what it is. But yeah, the more that you're communicating with them, the more that they're going to trust and do business with you. And that's what you want to do. Remember, listen, at the end of 2-3 years in this business, you should have 30 agents referring you one deal a year. 30 agents referring you one deal a year. Okay. So, and by the way, agents, they're like ex-girlfriends or ex-boyfriends. They are looking at your social media. They're looking to see if what's going on, seeing if you're posting some sort of crazy video, some sort of political rant or religious rant or whatever it is. So just understand that. Live your life. But I would just some things I wouldn't mix if you're gonna be doing a lot of business with agents, because they will research you for sure. Okay. So that's the standout. What would I do? Gracie, hello. How do I dispo virtually from Akron in Columbus, Ohio, if I can't be at a walkthrough? Awesome. Great question, Gracie. First question is, can you sell the house sight unseen with 60 pictures and a 3 to 5 minute house tour video? Save a trip, go out there. I mean, save the buyers a trip, smoke and deal. Every single time you sell a property, 60 pictures minimum. I'm talking water heaters. I'm talking air conditioners. I'm talking boilers. I'm talking basements. I'm talking roofs. I'm talking pool equipment. I'm talking reverse osmosis machines, which most don't have. I'm anything mechanical, take a picture of. The windows, the door, the walls. I think you know the rest of it. Take all of it. Take all of those pictures and then do a whole, tour, 3 to 5 minutes. I would say 80% of your properties will sell sight unseen. 60 pictures, 3 to 5. So that's one step, Gracie. Number 2 is you can hire somebody to go open the door. You can get boots on the ground with a real estate agent. You can go in and connect with anybody that is doing business in that area. Squat up. You can squat up with people in the chat here. You can squat up with people in the local real estate investor groups on Facebook. You can find somebody that you just connect with, and maybe they get $100. Open the door. You can do that. Maybe you could find somebody on TaskRabbit.com. TaskRabbit.com. Maybe you could post to Facebook Marketplace and say, hey, I need somebody to go open up a property and follow these instructions when people come through the house. Now, obviously, if it's occupied, then you have a conversation with your buyer, depending on what your situation is. If you're going to assign the deal, then you tell the buyer, hey, listen, I've got this purchase agreement. I can close on this. I'm putting it out there. If you're interested in buying, great. But when you go through the property. Any questions you have, ask me. And hopefully they ask you the questions. But if they want to talk to the property owner, I really don't care. I've already built good relationship with the property owner. There's no mystery as to what we're doing. Every property we go into, we go through the purchase agreement. And in our purchase agreement gives us the right to pre-market the property while it's in escrow on the purchase of this property to our investor base to see if it's profitable for us to assign the deal to another investor. And that's the conversation we have. First thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to tell all my friends about this deal. I'm going to tell all of the other investors about this deal. If they want to buy it from us, that's one of the ways that my company makes money. The other way is we buy it, we close on it, we fix it up, we sell it. We close on it, we put it right on the market, we pull out some of the stuff, we put it right on the market, we make money that way. Guys, listen. They know you are only there to make a profit. Why are we tiptoeing around that? Why are we ashamed of that? Why are we saying, oh, no. Why? Oh, I would never, I'm not a wholesale. I just want to make enough to get by. I put a little bit on it, make a little bit of money, and that's it. Stop it. Stop it. Really? Yeah, give it to me. The agent is? I don't even know where that listing is. Here we go. Yeah. Hello, this is Brent.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
I got your message. If you want to, I'm sorry, it's that I'm getting ready to go into a meeting, but if
Yeah,
you
no
want
problem.
if you want to put a backup offer, you could always submit a backup offer.
Okay, great. Yeah. Do you have any
Okay.
others, or is it just me? And is it-
Right. I don't have anything on hand with that right now, but
Yeah.
I do have a lot of interest. So if you want to do a backup
Sure.
offer, go ahead and do that. Okay.
You got it.
Okay. Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Bye.
Bye bye.
I got to hung on, but yeah, there you go, guys. I'm just screwing around. I'm just screwing around up here, and I've talked to 2 people, just screwing around, hanging out with you, with all my friends here on YouTube. I mean, guys, this isn't. We don't have to overcomplicate this. 200 conversations with agents, 200 offers, 200 doors knocked, 200 conversations on the phone. It's going to happen for you. It's going to happen for it. Okay? Awesome. Boom. I love it. So that's what I would do, Gracie. And by the way, if it's a smoking deal in those markets, it's going to go really fast. It's going to go ridiculously fast. I'm trying to think if Josh and Tiffany hire in Ohio. They might be a good resource for you too here. But they sell everything virtually. So it's definitely something that happens in your market for sure, Gracie. Okay. Neo Jason 83 with his pensive profile. In my market, there are a lot of corporate owned properties. Should I be making offers of these listings? It's a great question. What I would do, Neo, is I would look at how many they have, how many properties they have. If they have a bazillion properties, I wouldn't mess with it. Like if they're a hedge fund, I wouldn't mess with it. If they own more than 10 properties, I wouldn't mess with it. If they own more than 3 properties, I usually don't mess with it because they're the worst people to deal with because there's no emotion. There's nothing going on. There's really no stress. Typically they're investors that are just, hey, if somebody wants to give me a ridiculous price, I'll take it. So, I mean, I wouldn't like take all the time to filter them out, but if you run into them, great, move on. But for the most part, it's not a great strategy. Most of the times when I see people sell like portfolios, it's the worst deals I've ever seen in my life. The worst of all time. So I don't mess with it. We really don't. But we do all of our leads at this point. So I was hustle season, guys, right? 7.5 years of straight cold calling from 9 to noon every single day to build the business and to climb out of all the stupid mistakes I made as an egotistical monster of a 20-year-old, 20s, that decade, right? I had to learn. I was very adventurous, let's say. It's another way for saying my curiosity got the best of me when it came to being an entrepreneur and made a lot of mistakes. And so to climb out, I was in hustle season for 7 years, 45,000 conversations, 15,000 doors knocked. And, it built up my ability to communicate, built up my ability to just go out there and take action, not think. And I think the biggest advantage, the superpower is you have 5 seconds, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 call. Because you will hallucinate yourself out of deals. You will. You'll just be like, oh man, you know what? They probably won't sell to me. They're probably not ready. They probably want more than I can offer them. All these things. Anytime that probably is in your vocabulary, do exactly do the action now. Okay. We had Spencer Caldwell in to my office. So Rhino Tribe, If you're interested in the Rhino Tribe, wholesalinginc.com, the most incredible group in real estate investing. And every few months, they come into my office here. They meet my whole team. They get to see my whole structure. They get all that. It's all part of it. And I bring in incredible guests. One of them is Spencer Caldwell, who does 3 to 5 wholesales a day. He never sources any of them. He's a total dispo guy. He gets 1,500 to 2,000 text messages a day. Anton, we plugged in his phone to the big screen here. He had 200 text messages in 45 minutes that he talked here at my office. Now it's group chats and it's going back with some of his staff, but he responds to every single one of them. Every single one of them. Yeah. I'll post it. Maybe we'll clip it and make a YouTube video out of it. Yeah, for sure. But you've never seen it. I mean, it's incredible. But the dude does, I don't know, a couple $1 million a year with an overhead of maybe 200,000. And that's only one of like 7 of his 7-figure businesses. He's got 3 barbecue restaurants that are gigantic. He's got a Mexican food restaurant. He's got 3 real estate brokerages. I told him, you're a psychopath. He is a psychopath. But I'll tell you what, getting the 70, 80 text messages a day that I get, because everybody in the Rhino Tribe has my phone number. They text me. I audit all their deals, or at least, if they need me. And it's nothing. He does that in 45 minutes. He does that in 20 minutes. Anyway, Caleb asks, how can I get proof of funds from local lenders without them requiring checking your credit? They don't check your credit, Caleb. They could care less. They don't care about your credit. It's the property has to qualify, not you. So you just go into, type in, and I've got a bunch of videos on it here on the channel on how to get your proof of funds. Just Google hard money lenders in your area and just start calling them up. Some of them will just send you a proof of funds right away. Some of them will letter credit, whatever it is. They need to put money on the streets. So just so that you know, I'll do this real quick, just to educate everybody.
Okay. Hard money lenders get their cash from wealthy people. Usually it's like $100K minimum, and that goes into their fund. Okay. And out of their fund, they get 8% typically return on that 100K. Okay. Now, sometimes it's rolled back into the fund. Sometimes they take it as monthly checks. But whether or not they have, and then what they do is they lend it out to us, investors, for 9 to 12%. Okay. They make the spread, but most hard money lenders make their money on the $1,000 fee that they charge, 1% fee that they charge, 2%. They need to be transacting a lot, right, to really build it up. Yes, they get arbitrage, which is a fancy word for the spread between 8% and 9 to 12. Yes, they get some of that, but that 4% isn't, putting them on yachts. Okay, they're not buying tuxedos and eating wonderful African caviar, top shelf, with this money here. Okay, what they do is they're making their money on transactions. So, by the way, when I put this $100,000 into this hard money lender, and he's paying me 8%, or they're paying me 8%, they're paying me whether they have that money out or not. If it's sitting in their account, that's a problem for them, because they're paying me. So they need to get this money out on the streets, baby. And all they're looking for is deals. There's way more money than there are deals. Okay? So they really want to work with you. And as long as you bring a deal, they love you. They don't care. They're not running your credit check. They're not doing appraisals typically. I mean, sometimes it depends. They'll do some, especially these bigger nationwide brands. But the local ones are really, these guys know the market. These guys bid at foreclosure auctions. These guys know, you could tell them an address and they'll know a good value on it instantly. It's freaky awesome, right? Boom. All right.
Okay. Arturo, Brent, how do you explain to your seller you're going to wholesale the property? We went through this a little bit, right? This is all about going through the purchase agreement. I know that it is amazing when you send a purchase agreement to a property owner or you're at their house and they just sign away. Boom, just sign away. Oh, fantastic, right? Go through the purchase agreement. It outlines the relationship. It solidifies the relationship. It shows you, listen, we have it in there. The purpose of us buying this property is to make profit. Okay? One of the ways we get to pre-market this property before we own it. It's right here in the agreement. And we'll take that clip, that section in our agreement, if we're working with the realtor, and we'll just put it in an addendum for the thing. You okay? Yeah? Okay. Bo, say hi to everybody. Bo's home from school. There you go. Hello. There you go. All right. Do you need the phone? Here you go. So I've got the dog here. I've got Bo here. It's amazing. I got Anton. I got Luke. I got Matt. Life's good. Anyway, so go through the purchase agreement and let them know. There's a couple of different ways that we make it, that we make a profit. We pre-sell it. If we can't do it, doesn't matter. We're going to close on it anyway and get it done. Or we're going to, close and flip it. There you go. Relaxation station. Is there a way to get earnest money deposit without going out of pocket? Also, do you have resources for hard and soft proof of funds? Yeah, I mean, the best resources would be something local, and just Google it. I've got a whole 12, 15-minute video on it on this channel. By the way, guys, if you're feeling this and you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe. It makes Luke so pumped. You know what I mean? Like, he gets to keep his job another week. He gets performance bonuses of $12 a year if we get to 100,000 subscribers. But if you're getting value, hit the thumbs up, guys. That really makes me feel good. And if you're not subscribed, make sure that you subscribe. Right? Rafael Cortez, come on in. Bring it up for Rafael Cortez. He has his instrument. Great. We've got a great group. We're answering questions. We're doing stuff here. The other thing is, if you don't have enough earnest money out of pocket, yes, you could get a partner. You can get a partner that helps you out with that. Also, what you can do is, you can focus on the non-realtor, non-listed properties where you're just dealing with the owner themselves, and you can go in with, you can go in with $10. You can go in with $100. I think RJ Bates goes in with $10. You know what I mean? Because he puts out so many offers all the time. Got it? All right. And now let me take a pause real quick, because I do want to give you guys on the questions, and I do want to give you guys some resources. So we talked about 200 being the number, 200 door knocks, 200 offers on the MLS, 200 contacts, cold calling to get a deal this week. Okay. That's the numbers. Now, what if you have some money? What if you have a little bit of Skrilla in the account? You know what I'm saying? What if you have a little bit of cheese and cheddar sitting around that you want to get out there? PPL is going to be absolutely great for you. And I've got a few options here for you. This one, nobody knows about. I'm going to start with this one. TheWebSharks.com. TheWebSharks.com. They are $100 a lead. You pay them $2,000, they give you 20 leads. We have some students that are testing these guys out. We've tested them with all transparency. We've had 40 leads and no deals. in Pinal County, but other people in other areas swear by these guys. And for the cost, it's actually incredible. Nobody knows about these guys. They only go one person in each market, though. So check them out and see if that works for you. The other one is iSpeed to Lead. iSpeed to Lead is they have deals on all sorts of different options. Go ahead.
The Sharks, do they have a bidding service, or do they have a flat fee
it's
for
just
the
$100?
Okay, cool. That's
Just $100.
That's different than most people out there. So
Yeah,
which is good.
And I don't know if they give refunds. I think they kind of play along with you. Jonathan over there does a good job communicating. He'll be on there, but iSpeed to Lead, people really love. The owner hates me for some reason, but I love him and the service. So iSpeed to Lead is a great resource for you. The other one is Lead Zolo. People get a lot of really good low price leads from Lead Zolo. And the last one is Property Leads. If you go to TTP Leads, that is our affiliate, ttpleads.com. And I believe they give you either $100 or $200 credit towards your first leads. So check those out. The key to these, Raph, is as soon as you get those deals, as soon as you get that lead, what do you got to do?
No, you got to reach out right away.
How soon?
30 seconds.
Yes.
I mean, that's literally the benchmark.
That's the benchmark.
Yeah.
Yep. So, guys, those are the services that the Rhino Tribe uses, that we've used. Phenomenal. They're giving you all sorts of PPL is kind of a mixed bag, right? Some of it is Google search, some of it's SEO, some of it is Facebook, some of it is they're making cold calls or texts, and then it goes to a service and they vet them and then they put them in there. So it's kind of a mixed bag, but you can get a deal really quick from PPL leads. But I would say is for the lower price leads, you're going to have to go on the outskirts. You're going to have to go in the smaller markets.
Do you know what your conversion is on PPL stuff?
Mine?
Yeah.
It's horrible. Horrible. For us.
Yeah.
For our business. I mean, it was like 1 out of 45 leads that we were doing here locally.
Yeah, but
as opposed to 1 out of 15 that we get from PPC.
Yeah. I mean, Phoenix market is totally different. That's why I ask. I mean, the conversion rate is going to be different in all these different areas where we tap into.
Yeah. And I love it because, it's like, okay, PPC's rocking. How do I get more rocking?
Yeah.
PPL.
Right.
But it's a lot tougher to chase the people down for some reason, to get a hold of them again. Yeah. And it was just a longer, like PPC, when they're searching for you, when it's intent based, we close them in 24 hours. I mean, or the same day. Yeah. And with PPL, it's a little different. So there you go. All right. Brent, if the owner record is supposed to be deceased, but that person answers the phone, what do you typically say in that situation? How did you do it?
We need that secret.
Yeah. What potion did you take to be resurrected? What do they call it, Bo? Respawning? Yeah, respawning. Yep. Yeah, I don't, if it's sometimes there's a name mix up, Matt, right? Sometimes it is a just an error. So if they're talking to them, go bananas.
It also depends on where you're getting the list from, where your source is. I mean, a lot of times what they'll do is they'll go off of obituaries, and it may be the son that's named the same. I mean, I've had that happen multiple times where it's just a mix up, right? In the but that's how they do it. There's not really something that notifies people right away. It's like, oh, this person died. And now you can add them onto a list. So they literally have to go in there and do manual research. So sometimes that's going to be off. Yep. Treat it like every other conversation when you're into it and you get hit with some other, like some weird thing that you're not expecting. Yep. You got to have your evergreen opener, right? Where you just roll right into the property thing. So,
what is the number one skill that you'd say you need to learn first to be a successful wholesaler?
I mean, I see persistency as a skill, man.
Yeah. Listen, you can't coach hunger. You can't coach the fire in your belly. You can't coach the difference between want and it must happen. If it must happen, you're going to win. If you must not work for somebody else, if you must not live an average financial life, if you really are that adventurer, that just can't be boxed in, you know what I mean? The number one skill is just hungry. Alejandro was here yesterday.
Yeah.
And everybody was eating lunch and he was just sitting on the couch. And I was like, do you have lunch? Alejandro is Raphael's 18-year-old son that is interning with my pay-per-click company. And he's like, no, I don't have lunch. And I go, good, stay hungry.
Stay hungry.
And he's like, no, but
and he is.
No. But I mean, obviously a little bit different, but it's be hungry. You gotta have that fire in your belly. Now, skill. So number one is you have to just believe that you can do it. You gotta have that hunger. You gotta tap into that confidence. And I think the number one skill that I see that really works for people is effective question asking. And that there is a lot to unpack there.
Yeah.
What are you, a clinical? So what kind of psychology?
Organizational psychologist.
Yeah.
And it's not the psychology of organizing closets, right? I get that asked all the time.
Right.
But yeah, you're right. I mean, the effective questioning is, I mean, we have a discovery conversation, for a reason, right? Mm-hmm. But we just can't figure out a solution if we don't know what the real underlying problems are.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's huge. That's learned because you have the persistency to stay in there. Shantae used to he drilled this into my head when, in the early days, was just tenacity.
Yep.
I didn't understand what tenacity was until I started getting punched on the throat a lot.
Yep.
by sellers and that's what that means.
Mm-hmm.
You get rejected, you come right back at it, you fine tune intentional learning, and all that stuff leads right to better questions, to better understanding of the process, better solution construction there. So yeah.
What is their goal? Easy Rich. What is their goal with the property? That's all you're trying to discover. What is their current state? What's their desired state? That's what you're trying to do. You learn those skills as long as you have leads, as long as you're out there talking with people, right?
Yeah.
You win. All right. Uh-oh. Sherelle, I closed my first family referral in March. Always talk about your business to everybody. You never know who's listening. You're absolutely right.
Weren't expecting that one, huh?
You weren't expecting the guitar. Well, I told him.
El Guitarra.
I told him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I told him. If they've been here since the beginning, they know it. But that was perfect. Yes, and that leads me to my last instruction for you guys today, which is you have to get loud on your social media. You got to get loud on Facebook. You got to go in here. And what I like doing in here is I like this garage sales. You can type in garage sales, like local garage sales, and people are selling all sorts of stuff. Friend all these people, right? Like there's so many groups. Go type it into the search and then just go to groups. And then it'll start popping up all 20,000, 21,000 members, 65,000 members, 8,700 members. Like go friend request all these people. Go into the Real Estate Investor Association groups, friend request all those people, and then post every single day. I buy houses. Send me your deals. I buy houses. Send me your deals. I buy houses. Send me your deals. Do it today. Watch how many people DM you. Watch how many people reach out. Now, if you have 13 friends, probably not going to be enough momentum. Friend request as many people as Facebook allows you every single day. And then people will start friend requesting you because they're friends. You're friends with their friends. And all of a sudden, get it to 5,000 posts every single day. And that is absolutely free. You can get a deal this week by doing this.
My first flip, my first actual deal was a referral.
Of course.
Yeah, was a referral from a family member.
Because you told people you buy houses.
Yeah. Yep.
Easy Rich is crushing today. I love it. Guys, just pepper us with questions. I love this. I'll say as long as you want. Can you explain some advantages and disadvantages to operating under an LLC versus your own name?
I don't do anything under my own name.
Why?
So the LLC creates a veil of protection.
Mm-hmm.
legal protection. So something happens, something goes south with, the deal, the flip or whatever. It's like it's separating your personal assets if you do it right. Separating your personal assets from your business assets, right? You always want to have that distinction. That's one. Number two, it creates a professional image. People want to, they want to make sure that they're dealing with a reputable source, in this case, a company. But yeah, so disadvantages are you get too exposed if you're running stuff under your name. So again, something goes south, people can go after your personal house, your cars, your bank account, and I mean, it just like it throws everything into the pot, right? If you have an LLC, it'll separate your LLC assets. And I mean, it's crazy, but a lot of people do like multiple LLCs for flips and they have tax strategies and get super, super complicated. For wholesaling, I mean, you don't need to have that big, robust of a LLC structure foundation. Just have something that separates your personal stuff from your business.
All right, let's switch it over here real quick. So right here,
there you go.
It's if this is just you make money, they tax you, then you have leftover expenses, and then you get the profit. If it's an LLC, you make money, you write off your expenses, then you get taxed, and then you have profit. Okay? So that's the difference. So they tax you after you take out the expenses with an LLC. Now, there's some here that they understand it's you and whatever you're doing here, but they want you to have a business. We live in a free market society. This is capitalism, all right? They want you to have a LLC because then guess what you can supply to the community? Jobs. This whole business is small business. Can you take her out?
there you go. Brent, would you consider only cold calling wireless numbers since nobody uses landlines anymore? I want to save time and reduce my numbers getting spammed. People, you would be shocked how many landlines. Can you Google how many landlines? You're going to be my Jamie to my, yeah. Landlines active in the U.S.
I don't know that number.
Huh?
I have no idea what that number is. I've never looked it up.
Millions. Yeah, there's still landlines. Call them.
Yeah.
88 million landlines. 88 million. There's 330 million people, and some of them are Bo's age. They don't have their own phone numbers. I mean, some of them. But you know what I mean? Like 88 million of them. So there you go. Yes. The answer is yes. Daniel Nissum voted handsomest guy in Tel Aviv, third year in a row.
Bam.
Watch out. You should see his Instagram.
It's
all abs and tanned abs.
Tanned abs
and real estate deals.
Heck yeah.
This guy.
The man, the myth.
I think somebody tied him down. I think somebody finally got him. But he was out there. He was, it was open season. Brent, you're the man. How do you get your closers to lower their leads per contract ratio? What systems do you use? It's all on me, Daniel. The way to lower your leads per contract ratio is give them better leads.
Better leads.
PPC leads. I'm telling you, there is nothing like PPC leads.
What's your guys' lead to contract right now on PPC?
15.
15?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, it's phenomenal. It could be lower. I mean, they've tweaked something, and it's just been bananas the last 3 weeks.
Yeah. Last time I checked it, we were at 12.
Yep. In Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we work with Raf in Indianapolis. Daniel, you should be at that point where you're doing PPC. Talk to me, right? Just text me, and we'll get you hooked up. I'll have Jesse audit any of your, and anybody watching. If you're interested, if you've got like a decent budget, you're sitting there on 30, 40K, and you're like, how do I get the best leads possible? Nothing's like pay-per-click because they're looking for you. And I'm a broken record on this thing, but nothing's like it. Go to talktopeople.com and just put in your info there. And my team will look at your market and let you know how many searches are going on that are like ugly house search, like indicators of ugly houses. and then what the appropriate budget would be. It's awesome. We've got it down to a
Absolute
science,
game
but
changer,
that's the change. Yep.
You should have started this like 10 years ago.
Yeah, I did. Well, I wasn't doing it. I was just banging the phones forever. Derek, will I actually get jammed up if I call a local homeowner on the DNC list? You could. Most of the time, no. Most of the time, unless they're professional litigators. Look at that. See? I'm telling you. Boom. Daniel is handsome. You know it, Elizabeth. You know it. I told you guys. Yeah. Can you get? Yeah. I mean, listen. People could file a lawsuit for anything, right? But most of the time, you have to like do it over and over and over again, because I think it's like 500 to like 1,500 each time you call or text. Most people don't mess around with it. It's a small claims court thing, so you got to. They want to like hook you in. Right.
Since 2009, I've only had one issue.
Right. We had the same issue with the same gal.
We had exactly.
With the
so,
agent.
So professional litigator,
Yep.
Type of deal going on there.
Jacob, just had a seller say, another buyer told me you were wholesaling this. And I told her we might, and went through and explained wholesaling and the contract. She signed. Transparency goes a long way. It sure does, Jacob. So good. Guys, I am telling you, you get 2 cervezas in Rafael and you're downtown and there's an empty stage with a microphone, he's going up. He is going up. You can't stop him.
Don't care if the lights are on.
You can't stop him. He is going for it. Awesome. Congratulations. Yeah, Jacob, I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
Like, people feel sneakiness. People can, it's like an instinct. So if you actually go more naive or more confident and just lay it all out there and let them know, they actually don't care. They really don't. They just want the job done. I remember here's an example. And this is just in any industry. I had exterior lights put in my backyard, and they're these super high powered, beautiful. They have they go on automatically. They turn off automatically. Exterior lighting is the key to nighttime landscape.
Yeah.
Okay.
Facts.
$27,000, right? $27,000 for them to put outside lights in my house. Now I have a half acre. It's a good sized lot. They need to put a lot of lights out there. And I was like, okay. I'm in real estate. What's your margin on this?
Yeah.
And he goes, well, we do very well. We're at a margin of 50 to 60% on this. I was like, yeah, I figured. I didn't argue. I didn't negotiate it. I didn't want them to do a worse job. I didn't want them to put in, feel like I was grinding them. I didn't want them to feel like they came right out. Every 90 days they came in and cleaned off the water spots with a little spray on all the lights to make sure that it was clear. And it wasn't getting all milky.
Well, you were getting the value out of the service, right?
That's it.
It's the same thing. It comes back to value with us. If
100%.
We create enough value for the sellers, they don't have a problem, having us do whatever we need to.
That's right.
This is the conversation that I actually have word by word is as we're going through the contract, I tell them, Mr. Sellers, and my team's trying to do the same thing. Mr. Seller, we have multiple ways of monetizing on the deals. We'll take the deal down, we'll fix and flip it. Sometimes it's to buy and hold, and we keep it for a portfolio. Sometimes we tee it up to one of our investor partners, and we'll wholesale the deal. And regardless of whatever happens on our end, the deal does not change on your end.
Yep.
So it all stays the same, right? So I always close off with that little recap. And then we move on, we get the signatures and everything else. After we get the signatures in place, I do have a same page conversation that happens, right? Just recapping everything, the going forward expectations of the walkthroughs and everything that we already talked about. And then I recap that little conversation. I mean, I'm telling you, whenever somebody has an issue with a wholesale, it's the exception, not the norm. Even if they was like, oh yeah, I know, you know what I mean? But it's transparency. Transparency, it's key there.
Jacob, hey, Brent, what's the best way to present to a seller a novation deal working in Pennsylvania? And it seems like the best way. So I think novations are really strong. anybody that doesn't know novations and really wants to get trained on novations, I highly suggest you check out the Novation King, Rich Wonders. He's on Instagram, the Novation King. He's got a course. I think it's very reasonable, and it is top class.
He's a top
right?
dog, man.
Top class. All right. And we'll give you all the word tracks for us, just to kind of do a broad stroke, Jacob, because we don't do a lot of them, but usually it's they're in no man's land, right? We can't give them a cash as is offer typically because they want too much, and the property can get conventional financing. So the property is usually dated. It's just not destroyed. Okay. And from there, the conversation is, do they want to, why not just hire an agent? I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with showings. I don't want to deal with finding agents. I don't have time to interview them. I don't have any of that. Okay. So if I could get you the price that you want, let's say it's 300, and we know we could sell it for 400 if it hits the market. You want 300. I'm at 270 for a cash offer. What I can do is I can list this property on the market, and anything above 300, I'm going to keep, but I'll do all the repairs that pop up, all the little repairs that they might ask for. I'll hire the real estate agent. I'll pay the real estate agent. I'll do all of those things. I'll walk through all the inspections. I'll take care of absolutely everything. And you get your 300,000, but it's going to take longer. I need 90 days to be able to do this. I need 120 days to be able to do this. Okay. And so that's the conversation that we have, Jacob, but I would just go follow Rich. I mean, he's really got it down.
He's got it down. He's got a great transition conversation too for how to explain it. It makes sense to the sellers.
Yep.
Another thing, key is you mentioned it, right? But it's a timeline. You have to extend the timeline. Normally wholesale, we go, 30 days on or before and whatever, and we get it done in that time frame. Here, it's not like that. You are going to have a delay. So you want to push the ability to close of escrow that thing way down the road. So
awesome. Jason James. Oh, I like it. I like the popped collar on that jacket.
Damn.
It looks chilly wherever he's at.
I got cold all of a
Holy
sudden.
cow. I got cold too. A cold breeze just came through.
Yeah.
So if PPC has been better, why start at PPL and not jump into PPC? I know the higher cost of entry, but if the conversion is much higher, wouldn't it be better to start there? If so, who do you go through? Yeah. 100%, Jason. If you have the budget and the sales skills to close these deals, people jump, skip all the way to collect your $200.
Go to the front of the line.
You know what I mean? Like, sneak all the way around the board for sure. We'd love to talk to you about it. Talktopeople.com, or just shoot me a DM on my Instagram, and I'll put you on with the top guys, and they can audit your area or do research. I don't know what's better. What hits better with people, audit or research? What do you think?
Audit the area.
Audit the area?
Yeah.
Okay. I just don't know if people are like, oh, that seems like tax audit. You know what I mean? What do you think?
No, that's what you think about
research. We're going to do a bunch of research for you at talktopeople.com. No, check it out. We'd love to help you out. We're working with the top people and phenomenal. We've got Jerry, we've got Rich Wonders, we've got Raphael, we've got some incredible people that you've never heard about that do millions and millions. And we spend a lot. So we got a lot of industry knowledge for sure. Cool. Awesome. Joel, what is your follow-up sequence for warm leads?
We carry the date forward. So if it's a warm sequence, it depends on where it's at. If we already have it with somebody in acquisition. So for example, Joel, if you're already talking to them about numbers, right? So you had to sit down with them and then you ran numbers and they're not ready yet and whatnot. I mean, we'll stay on them and we'll go psycho girlfriend crazy on them for the next, week or so, 5 days. I think the sequence we have in there is day 2, we follow up. Day 5, we follow up. And these are phone calls and text messages, points of contact, right? If they start ghosting us, if they ghost us 3 times, we'll send it back to the lead manager for them to rewarm the lead. But yeah, so I mean, if it's a warm lead and you already had, you know, some type of conversation with them, you got to stay on them. I mean, do a 3-point follow up until, you know, and keep moving that next contact date forward until they start ghosting you. I mean, really, it's what it comes down to.
Yeah. So let's define something here real quick. I love this whiteboard and I'm going to it
because it kind of changes up the scenery and we get different angles, and the human mind loves that. So we've got hot, we've got warm, and we've got cold leads, right? A hot lead is somebody that is going to sign a contract in, well, 7 days is what I consider a hot lead. A lot of people go 30 days. They're going to sign a contract in 30 days. You're going to talk to them every single day. You're going to reach out to them every single day and let them try to get in front of them, try to get your offer. Now, if it's 30 to 90 days before they're going to sell the property, you're reaching out to them every single week. All right. Have a conversation with them every week. And this is 90 plus days is the cold leads. This is, you're going to reach out to them every month. All right. There's a reason that they're taking their time, but our whole job is to move people into this bucket or into this bucket. This is a trash can. And you put trash in this trash can, right? So it either goes here or it goes here. That's our job. Got it? Good. What are you doing?
See that puppy? Here we go. There's the puppy. She's getting bigger. Her name's Lula May, and she has the worst atomic farts of all time.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, you know it. Anton knows it.
Oh, yeah.
I
Okay.
think that was Anton. He was just masquerading as a puppy.
When would you be able to do a presentation on your acquisition systems and processes? You can do it next week if you want. Yeah, love to do it. That's easy. I mean, I'll go hard in the paint in there. Yeah, for sure.
Bam.
Yep. So yeah, we'll do that next week. That'll be good. Remind me of that, because I'm like a goldfish. Diane, I have a seller that wants to sell a rental property. Excellent. Zillow says it's worth $76,000. They want $100,000. It's only 745 square feet. ARV comps show 140,000 for homes that are 2,000 square feet. How should I move forward?
I mean, I don't think the math is mathing on the offer right there.
Right.
So yeah, if the numbers don't pan out, the numbers don't pan out. A lot of times they'll waste their time. They say, well, give me $1 million for the property. And I mean, it's kind of what it sounds like. Run your own comps. Sometimes Zillow is off. And look at, apples to apples on properties, get as close as you can, and then see if that 140 makes sense. I mean, you'd still have to be lower than the 100K that they're looking for.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, Diane, first thing first, because there's such a discrepancy between Zillow and the fixed up, what I would do is I would call a real estate agent that has recently closed a sale in that area, right? Just go to Zillow, go to sold, go to Redfin, go to sold, find the agent that listed the property, call them up and say, hey, listen, I'm looking in this neighborhood. It's a 745 square foot house. If it's looking beautiful, just perfect condition, what's the most that sells for fast? I'm talking, you sell it within the first weekend, you put it on the market. And then that's the baseline that you work off of. And then just do the breakdown, right? You're going to go 70% minus repairs, minus what you want to make. Boom. That's the highest that you can offer. And listen, if they want 100, this is what I'm saying. And the other thing I would do, Diane, is I would see how many properties this landlord owns. If they own 15 properties, throw it away. I'm just telling you. If they own 10 properties, if this is their only rental property, you got a shot. But if they own like a tremendous amount and they're just like, yeah, 100,000, it's yours. They are in what is commonly referred in this business, it's the official title, as fantasy land,
Yeah.
right?
I think there's a clinical diagnosis for sellers like that. Yeah.
Awesome. So there you go. Ooh, now we got it.
Bam.
Hanai. Oh, I miss you. Yeah. Rich dad, poor dad fired us all. So we ended that whole coaching thing that we were doing with them. So I'm glad that you're jumping on here. I think you're the only one that did from that group. It was a great group, and I love you guys. But they shut everything down. They just want to go in a different direction. Can you get an assignment fee off a deal you found where the seller wants to do creative finance? 100%.
Yep.
But I highly suggest that you don't. If you're going to do a creative finance deal, I wouldn't assign a sub to. If it's a true like owner finance or creative wrap or something like that, make sure you truly trust the person you're selling it to. Like they have a big portfolio. They've got great business practices. They've got a big, healthy, heavy bank account. They can weather storms. They can do all that stuff. Because if you just sell it to anybody that's like fly by night, you're going to do a huge disservice to that property owner, the old owner.
The seller can be put in hot water
for sure.
What we do to mitigate some of that stuff, we'll just we'll do the terms. We'll cut the terms to like 3 to 5 years.
Yep.
3 to 5 years usually allows somebody to do something with the property, either come in, refinance it, monetize it for a couple of years, stabilize it, do whatever they need to do to get that ROAS. And if it's somebody who's buying and holding, they can do that within 3 years. So it gives them enough time to add something to a portfolio, get the benefit out of it now, and then still strategically, taper out of it in a couple of years, and then release the seller. So that way they're not married, right, for the next 20, 30 years.
What are the rules for privacy in California?
I'm not sure.
Who enforces it?
Again, that's why I'm not sure. There's, as far as privacy, we can skip trace, we can, look up emails and addresses and all kinds of stuff. So I'm not sure what Marina is referring to.
Can you Google that? Yeah. Privacy laws in California for marketing.
If it's a marketing, it's going to be
Marina.
DNC and stuff. So.
Listen, it's you should be able to go to the door. You should be able to send mail, and you can always buy leads in California.
Yeah.
In California, marketing privacy is primarily governed by the California Consumer Privacy Act, CCPA, which gives consumers rights over their information. Key aspects: the right to opt out of a sale or sharing personal information, the right to delete personal information, and the right to know what information is collected and how it's used. So, I think that this is more laws for, Facebook and Instagram and Google and some of these bigger companies. I think for us, if you know somebody wants to sell their property, or that a property is in, is just falling apart, do whatever you can to get a hold of that property owner or the neighbors, or get some sort of connection.
Right. You're not going to get in trouble by asking phone numbers if you go door knocking and then you talk to the neighbor and stuff like that. Like, people are just going to, have a conversation with you and open up. But that's how that goes.
Moo Coat B. Hi, Brent. I run a VA company that does daily cold calling and helps some wholesalers close deals weekly. I'm looking to grow. Any tips on finding more clients? My pricing is very competitive. I believe you just did, brother.
Yeah.
I would put your website in here. And or whatever you need to do. I don't care if you promote. I love everybody.
Chat it up. Go bananas on the comments.
Go for it, Moo. But by the way, they're gonna review you, and they're gonna put it on this show. So you better be good. But that's awesome. Love the hustle. I love you being loud. I love you being on the show. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. So there you go. Easy Rich is going for it. Yeah. Got another deal in Dallas, making $4K, about 2 hours of work, closing this Friday. Let's go. Boom. Love it. How do you consistently find motivated sellers, and which marketing channel gives you the best ROI? That's a great question. Nothing's going to give you a better ROI than referrals. Nothing's going to give you a better ROI than posting every single day to your Facebook stories, not to your actual account, to your stories. I buy houses. Nothing Nothing's going to be a better ROI than your hustle season. Cold calls, door knocks, the things that don't cost a lot, making offers on the MLS, being the guy or gal that sells other people's deals. Nothing is going to be a better ROI. But ROI is much different than profitability.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to get pragmatic, I mean, I think, and I'm biased about this, but
What does pragmatic mean?
if you want to get like very, very black and white about it, it's, one of the easiest things and fastest ways to start getting, deals through the door is going to be, going up to the door.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it truly is.
Right.
It's, you pull those lists. I mean, you can get free lists. If you're talking ROI and expenses, you can get free lists from the title companies on liens and tax default, type of stuff.
Yep.
Right. You put addresses together and then you start hitting those. It's nerve wracking, I think.
Yeah.
Going up to somebody's house and then trying to have that conversation on the marketing, as a marketing strategy. But one, it builds that backbone. It forces you to, work out your tenacity muscle.
Yep.
And I mean, I think as far as overhead, it's one of the cheapest ones to get into. Just people don't do it because it's not, the sexiest thing, right? To go out there and have those combos.
When you're a solopreneur, I mean, your ROI should be off the charts because you're doing everything. Your expenses aren't really, exploding. They're not robust. And so, you got two choices, right? And I talk about this all the time. You could be Michael Jordan on the court, right? And stay there. And that's where you earn your money. You could be a solopreneur. You don't have the responsibility of anybody else. You can keep all the profits. It's a great way to make between $300,000 and $400,000 a year, but you're working. This is a job. This is a business. This is you going out there every single day. Now, if you want to go to the point where you are pulling yourself out of the business and replacing yourself with really great talent, 1 to 4 on an ROI on inbound leads is phenomenal. Let me break down the numbers for you. Okay. You want, once you're rocking and rolling, 25, 25, 10, 40. Not 40. Jeez.
You were crushing the whiteboard up until that point.
I know. I just, 25%, this is marketing. 25% is staff. This is operations. And this is profit. Okay? So typically you're going to be spending 25% on your marketing, or you're going to go bananas with your staff. Either one, I would suggest, and I think 8 out of 10 really successful real estate entrepreneurs would say, I want less people, more marketing, and that makes me a happier business owner. And so these are the numbers right here, guys. I mean, that's what you want to do. So ROI, so that's what I mean. There's a difference because I can still make the 400,000 here, but here I'm not trading my time for money. Okay. If you're Michael Jordan on the court, as opposed to Michael Jordan in the owner's box, right? There's a big difference here, but this is a big challenge because once you start rolling, a lot of people hire people too fast because of the biggest fallacy. And I don't know who started it. I don't know what scaling book or what business book, Raph, but this drives me absolutely crazy. And I'm going to look you square in this camera and hopefully this reaches the part of the brain that you know that this is the truth. There are no visionaries in a wholesaling business. That's ridiculous. I don't want to work because I'm a visionary. You're out. You are out. The tide has come out. You are out. You do nothing. You provide no value. There's no vision. Oh, I'm a visionary. Unless you went to college at some Ivy League or some big thing where your connections are all these people that are running hedge funds and run big accounts that you can go and go, hey, buddy, let's put together this business. Give me $20 million and we'll go buy thousands of properties all over the place and wholesale them. Unless you're that, which I know one guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, very limited.
Not Steve, Pennebaker. What's his first name? Anyway, doesn't matter. Unless you're that, you're just wasting calories being a visionary. There is no visionary. You find houses, you sell houses. That's it. Right? Stop. Listen, I understand. The first time you see $100,000 in your account feels like $1 bazillion, and now you're a genius to all the knuckleheads that you hang out with that have $12 in their account. I get it. But as you level up, you'll realize that the fallacy of being a visionary and I need to get an implementer is ridiculous. Get in hustle season, make a bunch of money, recruit really great talent, get to the point where you don't have to trade your time for money and you're going bananas. Or stay on the court, make 400 grand for the next 20 years, and that'll keep increasing probably 10%, 5%, 10%. You're going to make an absolute fortune. You're going to pay off all your debts. You're going to buy a bunch of assets, and you're done in 20 years. But I don't want to work. I want to control people. I want to be the boss. I want to be the guy that's pulling the strings or the gal that pulls the strings. I'm the visionary. Stop. You can get to this point, which is great. You can get to it where you're working on it and not in it. It takes you a lot longer than you think. And you're not a visionary. You're not. There's no vision here. Okay? Now, if you want to go and build skyscrapers and do all that stuff and this is your stepping stone, great. Have a vision of that stuff. But that's not this business. There's no room for visionaries in this business. That when I hear somebody is the visionary, I'm the visionary of the company, I know you don't do anything. I know that you're the laziest. You don't want to build skills. And for some reason, somewhere along the line in your life, people go, you are so special. You don't actually have to provide value. You just have to be around people that provide value. And you look good doing it. It doesn't happen. You'll be washed out of this business in 2 seconds. All right?
You know what, man?
Rant complete.
I love that. I mean, let's replay that one whenever we have a chance because I think it's a point that needs to be taken home. It does need to be driven home. We through mentorship and all that stuff, we see that often, right? And I think what happens, I mean, you do it in your business, I do it in my business. We become mentors to the business. Yeah. But we don't step away from the thing and just
I don't have a vision. Listen, the vision is ugly houses, big checks.
Big checks. You fine tune the process as you're going through it, and then you empower your team and everything. But there's a big difference between doing that and working on the business, right? And growing it and feeding and nurturing the business. Than just okay, cool. I'm gonna finance this thing and step away because I can envision something bigger. You're absolutely right. This is not the vertical.
I'll go to this because this is the biggest mistake that I made. I listen, guys. I speak just from personal experience, like from real. Like I lost it all because I was the visionary. Oh, I'm gonna work on it, not in it. It's like a lie that people write books about to sell books to people that don't want to do anything. It's amazing. It's amazing. Spencer Caldwell, Zach Keeps.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys, I can't imagine what their net worth is. Well over 30 million. I know Zach Keeps, but he doesn't like me saying it. Well over a lot. Hasn't read a book since high school, right? You know what I mean? And there's some people like that. They just take massive action all the time.
Yep.
They're not falling into this, I'm the visionary. So easy. That's the biggest mistake I made. The biggest mistake I made is I got off the phone and thought I was too good for the phone. I did.
Yeah.
And it completely destroyed my momentum. It atrophied all the skills I was building. And it took me a lot longer to get to where I needed to be. And so the biggest mistake was I tried to replace myself too fast. That's the biggest mistake. Yeah.
Bam. That's huge. Yeah. No, I think I'm along I'm along the same lines, really. It's I got biggest mistake growing the business and getting into it was hiring too fast, and then delegating too quick without having my stuff dialed in.
Yep.
And not necessarily dialed in, but my stuff in place, like SOPs, just standard ways of keeping track of what was going on and training people, right? I was banking too much on people. Okay, it's common sense. They're going to come in and then do their thing.
Yep.
And we can meet once a week and whatever, and people will go forth and execute. It doesn't happen that way. It takes a while to build it up to that point. And recently, so we started playing around with different verticals and whatnot. I mean, we went heavier on PPC and stuff like that. The first thing I did was like, I'm going to capture those leads. So I got back into making calls, got back into making those conversations. And I'm telling you, man, what you're saying about skills atrophying, it's very true. Use it or lose it.
Yeah.
You get to that point, it's like, man, and then, muscle memory, it starts coming back to you after a few, and it just feels good. Right. Yep. But yeah, I don't think that you ever stop working on something that you're building.
Right. Yeah. I mean, listen, and by the way, Easy Rich, thank you for putting in so many questions today. What I'd like to do is I'd like to send you a Rhino hat, hoodie, or a shirt. If you just DM me at my Instagram, I'll make sure Alejandra will send you that. That'd be awesome. Thank you. I mean, absolutely phenomenal questions. I don't know if you're like a singer. I assume you're some sort of singer or performer of some sort, which is awesome. When you talk to a seller, what are the key things you listen to know if it's a real deal or waste of time? Right off the bat, have they made the decision they're going to sell their property?
Timeline.
That's it. Have they made the decision that they're going to sell their property is number one, right? Because that's what a lead is. And then from there, you do your discovery process. After you know they're a lead, what do you do?
We go straight into the conversation. I mean, really, if you stick to the pillars and don't make it too complicated, I mean, you're going to be fine, right? After you figure out if they made the decision to sell the property, I mean, you have to go into the wins, right? What can you get them? Again, making sure they're finding value in whatever assignment fee you're going to get out of this thing. I mean, it's really what it comes down to.
Awesome. I spoke with a probate lead 6 months ago, cold call at the time. I followed up with her every 2 months, and each time she just tells me to keep calling her. Doesn't sound really interested. When do I stop? Awesome, Jacob. So does she live in the property? Is the property vacant? What's going on with that property? These are really important to know. Because, oftentimes when if the family's living in there, they're just going to kind of stiff arm you. Or if it's a lengthy probate process, they're just not ready to make that decision. It's not it's not on their priority list.
Probate deals usually have a lot of emotional attachment to them. I've had leads, literally, man. I don't know if you've come across this, but I've had leads who've had the property stay vacant. Because they don't have the heart to sell it yet.
Right.
For a year. And they're paying everything, taxes and mortgage and everything on because it used to belong to the mom. It used to belong to whoever, right? So something like that, if they tell you to keep calling, Jacob, I've closed deals with 2.5 years of follow-up.
Yeah.
So if they're alive, there's a pulse on that lead. I mean, just keep it in there. Somebody's going to close that thing.
Yeah. And listen, it's a difficult time. There's a lot of emotions mixed in when somebody passes away and, somebody's inheriting a property. So you got to be real soft. You have to be real understanding. And it's our whole life, Jacob, right? It's our whole life to find really great opportunities. It's not their whole life to sell properties. So be patient with it and plant seeds and be really friendly and don't do the whole pull back too hard. Pull back in a sense of, hey, listen, if it's inappropriate for me to reach out, let me know. But don't pull back just, hey, we need to buy a house this week. And if I don't hear from you, we're done.
Yeah.
We're not talking anymore. We're not messing around, okay? We're the best buyers in town. We're going to give you the best offer. And if you're not ready to go, you're just being a hater, and I don't deal with haters.
Yeah. That's a prime example of what not to do. You're doing really good with impersonations today.
I'm on fire.
I thought I was seeing Donald Trump there for a second when you were going. Yeah.
Which one?
with the previous one. You made like 10 of them today. So
Marcellus, best way to hide assignment fee from the seller. Can explain difference between a double close and a double escrow. Yeah, I mean, listen, if you are, man, I just don't like hiding it. I mean, you can do what's called a blind settlement statement,
Blind HUD, yeah.
right? So because you're getting paid by the buyer, it's on the buyer's side of the credits and debits, and so it's it's not on the seller's side. So some title companies split that up. If you don't, typically when you do a double close or double escrow, it's because you don't want the buyer to know how much you're making. And so that's a whole different process. But a double close, you have to bring in the funds. You have to get transactional funding that's going to close that deal. You're gonna or your own cash. If it's a double escrow, then it comes through. It's a pass through from your buyer into the to the seller. And that's just, typically the title company discloses that. So double closes are better in that situation if you want to hide it.
I mean, I think the easiest talk to your escrow company, to your title company, and ask them if they do blind HUDs.
Right.
I mean, that would be the easiest way to go about it before you get into closing or double escrowing or heavier.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this, Marcellus, I've never hid an assignment fee from a seller. Yeah. It's always been on there. It's always been on the buyer side. I've had sellers, agents go through it. I've had sellers, attorneys go through it. I've seen everything. When they see that it's a credit to my company and a debit from the buyer, this is a whole different. It has nothing to do with them. Please don't. Yeah. So there you go. Bam. Sebastian, hi. How would you tell a seller that the price he is asking is not right? Not that way. The question is, so you ask somebody what they're looking for their property. They say 200,000. You can offer them 100,000. Okay. How did you come up with that number? Right? How did you come up with that number? Is that the best you can do? Mr. or Mrs. Seller, in a perfect world, I would be around $100,000. How close can you get to that? Right? Now, remember, if you're not in alignment with price, you have no deal. The buyers determine value, but the sellers have to willingly agree to it for a deal to happen. If they can get more for the property, great. Go get more for the property. More. Listen, I'll never tell you what to sell your house for. I can only tell you what we can buy it for. These are all tools in your toolbox to be able to use there, Sebastian. All right.
One thing that you can use, I mean, it's very effective too. It also gives you time to think when people are throwing numbers at you right there and then. If you're not sure, maybe you start second guessing your comps or whatnot, you want to take a second look. I mean, let them know that you're going to have to run it through underwriting.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I get that you're asking $250,000 for this property. Honestly, I don't know if we can do that based on the initial research that I did on this thing, but or on this property, not this thing, on this property. But let me run it through underwriting, and I can come back to you with a number. Can I give you a call back in 10, 15 minutes? Right. Also, when I do that, I do take the opportunity to ask them for pictures. And so as I'm doing that, like, you know what, because I have to take a second look and take a deeper dive into this. Can you text me pictures of the property, of the room and the inside and outside? I mean, that always helps in underwriting. And I mean, if the condition is good, we can bump up the price and see how close we can get to your number.
Yep.
Right. So it's pre, I mean, think of it as a pre-setup, right? For that number that you're going to come back with.
Yep. Gracie. If you are virtually wholesaling, how do you dispose of a deal and do a walkthrough if you can't drive there? I don't want the buyer to steal the deal from me. Yeah. So I think, Gracie, we answered this earlier. One, make sure you're taking 60 pictures of the property, everything, washing machines, water heater, pool pumps, roof, AC units, boilers, basements, everything. 60 pictures minimum. 5-minute video walkthrough, and that'll help to sell the property sight unseen, right? And hopefully that just does the trick for you. If not, then I would get an agent that works in that area, and or use TaskRabbit, and or find somebody that for $100 will go and open up that property for you. But I would find an agent that you build a really symbiotic relationship with, where you refer them the retail leads, and you just and for that you give them or they open up the properties for you. Boots on the ground.
Yeah, boots on the ground. I still use investor boots. I mean, it's one of the.
What is that?
Investor boots. If you go to investorboots.com, those guys will do everything. Like literally, I use them for practically every deal. Notarize documents, set up lock boxes, take pictures, do walkthroughs, and yeah, I mean, I have them doing this. Don't tell them I told you so, but they actually do a mock-up inspection report for me.
Yep.
Just they'll take a deeper look at the the ceiling, the roof, and all that stuff. So that when I pay them to go handle all that stuff, they take care of it. Also, on the dispo side, if it's a buyer that we haven't worked with in the past, we don't trust the buyer, we just don't know the buyer, they will handle buyer appointments.
Awesome. Investor Boots. What does it cost?
Investorboots.com. It's about $140 for them to do the whole shebang thing. So yeah, it's really good. They're really good. They were a really good resource. Another thing too is if you're kind of jumpy or iffy on the deal itself, when we push out the properties, we don't do the full address. We'll do cross streets and then zip code, right? People can get an idea where the property's at and what the values are with that. We do not blast out the full address of the property. So people can't go and door knock the property and tell the seller, hey, listen, I got this on an email, right? That's one. And we make the walkthroughs subject to interior inspection, meaning that I'm sorry, not the walkthroughs, but the EMD. So somebody's interested in that property, they have to deposit EMD, send us a contract, do the whole shebang thing, and then the EMD is refundable up to the acceptance of the walkthrough. What that does, it just allows people who are going to be end buyers. So wholesalers usually don't deposit $5,000 if they're going to, if they don't have if they're going to try to resell the deal. So we'll make the EMD refundable up until the point where they actually do the walkthrough. So you get a lot less noise. Did I say right?
You got it.
Yeah, a lot less noise from the buyer side, and it secures your position on the deal. So consider that. So many
Investor
good questions.
Boots.
Yeah.
Investor Boots. Awesome. Kevin, a seller, SW seller. What is that? Said he's tired of owning it and will sell next year. Asked what's going to change. He said the lease ends.
Sat with a seller.
He said the lease ends in April 26. Any advice on follow-up? Yeah, I mean, listen, is there a price that makes sense for me to buy it with the tenant in it? Right? Time kills all deals, Kevin. So always, keep this is somebody that you want to talk to on a monthly basis. Okay. And so make sure that you're effectively communicating with them and they know you and they have your number saved in their phone. But also, what is there a price that makes sense that you would sell it to me with the tenant in there? Right?
Yep.
That's going to be really important. Okay. Great question. What aspects of wholesaling would you delegate to AI to maximize efficiency, Raf?
If anything, just a follow-up. Some of the follow-up.
But that's just automation.
Automations on the cold leads, not the warm leads. All the hot stuff, you wanna have your team handle that stuff. I don't know. I don't trust AI blindly yet. So
yeah, listen, I think that AI can be used to help pull lists, right? And it'll just go through all the databases. So I know that Batch Leads is coming out with a killer AI.
Yeah.
I know that Deal Machine has a killer AI built into that. I think that's great. But any human communication, Rich, keep it to you. Keep it to you and your staff. I wouldn't. I am not convinced that they can do seller or buyer calls.
Remember, we're still in the people business.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
For sure. Where are you going? Notary's here. Oh, notary's here? All right. Declaration owned. I'm in Houston, and there's a lot of competition on deals. What are some tips to have an advantage over other buyers when making offers? Consider it.
What are some tips to have an advantage over when making offers?
Yep.
I mean, competition is going to be everywhere. I mean, I think at the end of the day, you just hello.
Come on.
Don't be shy. I mean, I think at the end of the day, listen, man, if there's a lineup of people that they're getting there to make an offer on the property and go through that entire thing, you're not going to beat them up in price. Somebody's going to find a way to cut you, by $2,000 or whatever, right? Create the relationship with the sellers. I mean, it's not a tip, it's not a trick, it's nothing like, that we haven't, talked about in the past. But again, you have to become that go-to person for them. You have to make them feel comfortable and confident, right? That you can come through and actually pull this off and get the deal done for them. I mean, that's the edge. That's the advantage. You become their go-to person for the real estate problem that they're having. You just close on the deal right now?
Yeah.
Is that what happened? There you go.
Yep.
Live. There we go.
Yep. Aiden White. Hi, Brent. I use this software called X Leads, and the numbers I'm calling aren't the same as the homeowners. What should I do on a tight budget to get better results? Well, you can go to you can go to True People Search. You can go to Skip Genie. You could go to Batch Leads. You could go to Deal Machine. I think that those are kind of higher contact rate services. But I don't know. I don't know what X Leads is. So maybe it's just maybe you're just talking to some people. I mean, you're going to get a lot of bad numbers mixed in with good numbers. What I would do, Aiden, is make sure that you're only calling the top 2 numbers.
Yeah.
So the way that it works with skip tracing is the first number is going to be 88%, the most likely. Do you know this?
Yeah.
And then the second number is 10%. So then the next 3rd, 4th, 5th, 12th, whatever is 2% contact rate.
Yeah. It's a waste of time, basically.
2% accuracy. So the first number and the second number are the only ones that we call. We get rid of all the rest, and we only call the list twice. And so go through the list twice, because after you go through it twice, all the people that'll answer unknown numbers are gone for the most part.
Yeah.
And so your contact rate goes from 7 to 10% to like 2%. Now you're just wasting your time.
We recycle the lists every 6 months. Do you guys do the same thing or no?
Yes.
Meaning that we hit him back up. So we'll buy, I mean, technically we buy data for 6 months.
Yeah.
And then, so we hit something in January, we'll hit it twice, hit it for the month and do the thing there.
Yep.
And then come back and revisit it in July.
Yep.
So.
Awesome.
Okay.
Robert Morgan, assignment fee. What do you tell the seller to justify the amount of the fee? I don't tell the seller the assignment fee.
Yeah. We don't even,
I mean, they can see it on the closing statement. That's cool. But the assignment fee is between you and the buyer. The buyer's paying you. So if the buyer's paying you, what do you want to disclose? I mean, unless you have to disclose it to the property owner, which some states are looking to push that through. But I don't think it's all the way through yet. The disclosure, I mean, you're disclosing what the buyer is paying you for the deal. You know what I mean? It's up to you.
There's really no reason to bring it up in conversation. It's kind of like one of those things, right? Like if you bring something,
I mean, you could be like, hey, listen, but you got to set the tone.
Yeah, you have to set the tone
Early.
Like, have you ever had an argument with your wife about
Never.
something that didn't,
Never ever.
I've never had an argument with my wife, but something that wasn't going to become an issue, but you brought it up and you put it on the table, so now it's an issue.
Yeah,
it's kind of the same thing, right? It's and the
well, it's only an issue if it's unexpected.
Yeah,
that's why you walk through the purchase agreement. I get to pre-sell this property. If you want to go, hey, listen, I sold it to this person. If you just want to be, you're like totally transparent and feel good about it in your soul, you got to be able to sleep at night, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to be able to do that and tell them, hey, listen, I assigned it and I'm making $40,000 on this deal. This is the buyer. He's closing. You still get your money. Do it. Do it.
Whatever,
you know what I mean?
Whatever you tell them, just recap, right, on the fact that nothing's going to change on their side of the deal. That's what they care about. I mean, that whole little thing that I explained earlier on how we pitch, the how we're going to monetize on the deals. I mean, plays right into this.
Yeah, and you'll know, Robert, if they're like, well, how much are you going to make on this deal? Yeah. Oh, how much are you going to do? I don't want you making too much. Then I would suggest you just close the deal. I wouldn't even assign it. I would just close it and be done with it. But most of the time, even if we disclose what we were making to the seller, they're like, thank you for just getting this done.
Yeah.
And people think that is a lie. People think I'm just exaggerating. People think that it's nonsense. Why would anybody go through that? Why would anybody want you to make money? Why would anybody? It's literally in the purchase agreement that we signed with them that says the only reason we're doing business right here is to make a profit, either fast or over a long period of time. But we are investors looking to make a profit. That's our business. Real estate agents really have a problem with this.
Yeah.
They really have. They're like, that doesn't exist in real life. It does.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised.
I had a really interesting conversation on my last flight to DFW about that. I sat next to a real estate agent that didn't understand wholesaling. And yeah, I mean, we started off well. Towards the middle of the flight, like, I don't think we wanted to talk to each other anymore. And then just kind of, ended up in good terms.
I understand. Yeah. I mean, it's just,
and I'm a broker.
Some of these agents, have to be careful because they could get vertigo from that high moral ground that they're on. You know what I mean? Do you schedule closing with the end buyer on the same day as the original contract date or a couple days before so you can have time to reassign if the buyer falls through? No, I mean, when you assign declaration, they're literally replacing you in the purchase agreement. So they're taking all those terms that you went through with the seller, and they now have, except for all the information, all the different terms that are in the assignment fee, in the assignment agreement, I'm sorry. And so, yeah, I mean, it's the same closing date typically. Now, 2 days before, I'm making sure if they're getting hard money that the title company's getting docs, they're communicating, everything's going smooth. They've got everything that they need from the seller. But 8 times out of 10, it's not the buyer that we have issues with closing. It's the seller getting all the information in time to close, or there's sticky title situations that need to be resolved.
Liens pop up,
or it's just, the scheduling of the seller, getting all the signing done, whether they be out of town or out of country or whatever else. But most of the time it goes really smooth.
Yep.
If you need a deal within 48 hours, would you door knock or cold call the foreclosure niche?
Door knock.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if it's foreclosure, I wouldn't even call them. I think it's a complete waste of time to call pre-foreclosures.
Yeah, everybody's hitting them. No, like, not a lot of people are going up to the door.
Right.
So.
Yeah, but go as an investor.
Yeah.
Don't go as this like, oh, I'm a service that helps people out of foreclosure. That's how you get in trouble.
People. Transparency.
Yep.
Let them know what your intentions are there. So.
Vanessa, what about texting sellers using ChatGPT for follow-ups? Great. I mean, Vanessa, if you don't know what to write, it's great for that. It's great for that. But I would say, I would assume that you've texted people before and you have relationships that you text. You might even receive a text message today. You may receive multiple today and you respond to them. So I would just be you, to be honest. I mean, if you feel like you need to be more professional and like, text this, but make it more professional just to clean it up. Great. Do that.
I'm going to make a point here on that, right? Like, a lot of times we feel like the more polished, more professional approach, more, it gives us a better response rate. It doesn't, like, crazy. This is crazy. But some of the best responses we've had, for example, at the door when we, door knocking, it's Post-its.
Yeah.
With the name and a phone number on there, written by hand.
Yep.
Right. Not polished at all. What we're looking for is responses, right? People just, kind of, raising their hand and coming back to us. That's all.
Sometimes, especially some of these neighborhoods, if you go too professional, they're like, who is this?
Yeah. They don't want to
do
business with the man.
Yeah. Like it's too, like they're too, they must make a lot of money.
Yeah.
They must be, trying to get me or something. Who knows?
So yeah,
you never know what's going on with these people's lives. You know what I mean? And so I would just be you, but it's up, if you feel like, you're not getting responses or something, test it out, test everything for sure. Hey, Brent, Edward asked, hey, Brent, I have a seller, been following up a few times a year. Is it possible to bird dog with your team on a hoarder property in PV?
1,000%.
Bam.
Real Brent Daniels on Instagram. Let me know. And if you've had a conversation with them, let's see what's going on. Yeah. I don't know if PV means Prescott Valley or Paradise Valley, but either way, we love them both. So we got you, bro. We'd love to work with you. 100%. Jacob, does it matter what software I pull my list from? PropWire, Flip Finder, Batch Leads, etc.
I don't know. I think, I mean, you're gonna get public records from a lot of these. I think what matters more is where you're skip tracing.
Listen, everybody gets their data from CoreLogic.
Yeah.
Either Atom Data or CoreLogic. So, what I would say is this: if you want the most gangster lists, you get them from the county themselves.
Yeah.
Probate, tax default, code violations. And in some you can get the water shut off. But you get it straight from the source. That's going to be your absolute best of the best of the best.
Mm-hmm.
There's some companies called named 80/20 or Audantic or it's another big time list provider. Investor Machine. Those guys like really refine
Privy
their data. But I don't think that there's, we were spending $40,000 a year on Audantic and it did well. But not like crazy amount more than just pulling the list from Batch.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep. Jacob in the house, my man. Question: how do I get my hair to look as good as Brent? Well, it's called wigs.com. Wigs.com. Go to the gentleman's section, professional gentleman's section, and just get it there. Now you're going to have to glue it to your scalp. So you're going to have to shave your entire head. But I think we agree.
Look at this golden
It's
locks.
all worth it.
Hey, if you're able to figure that one out, Jacob, let me know. I've been trying for years. Still can't get the guy to share it with me.
If you do find a house that's in distress through the MLS, but it's not under contract, would you recommend to also contact the agent or seller directly? Agent, for sure. Yeah. Go to the agent. Absolutely. If it's been on the market, if it just went on the market and it's a good price, go for it. If it's been on the market for a long time, it means it's way overpriced. You need to be 30 to 70% under what they listed it for.
Yep.
So just remember that. But there's phenomenal deals on the MLS.
Long-term on the market means what, 90 days for you? What are you considering that?
30
days.
If it's a cash only offers,
yeah,
and it doesn't sell in 30 days, they've already received 15 offers, lower offers.
Yep.
Right? Yep.
So many good questions today. They're on fire. Let's go.
Marcellus, any special rules for wholesaling in hyper expensive markets like SoCal? It feels impossible to get a deal here. Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I mean, Marcellus, you can. Vacant land is really good. You're driving for dollars. It's going to be your bread and butter. Totally destroyed houses, but you got to give them whatever they want, and then just see if an investor will pay more for it. But you have people in that market, and this is interesting. Look at this. Look at this, Raf. Let me hide this. Look at this. You got San Diego. The average time, which is kind of SoCal, I would lump it all in there. The average time people own their properties, 15 years. 15 years is the average. People do not sell their properties there. Like, look at that. It's absolutely incredible. I couldn't believe Phoenix was 13. But that's Phoenix proper, which I kind of, it makes sense. But you look at San Francisco, 15 years. You look at Los Angeles, 15 years. Portland, 13 years. I mean, some of these markets that don't sell that often, I would probably look for a smaller market in the outskirts that makes sense to you.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I mean, look at Central Valley. You're not crazy far from it. And there's a lot more opportunity, more affordability, definitely. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Robert, filling out the contract, does the person talking to the seller do this or a TC? Both, Robert. My guys always have a contract ready, a purchase agreement ready. And, but if we're going to send it over email,
because they're ready to accept, and we want to have it happen now. We're not driving back out waiting for that. We're going to send them the contract. We're going to walk them through it over the phone. Aaron, our transaction coordinator, will do that for sure.
Are you still doing mainly in-person appointments?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Big
difference.
I mean, yeah, almost all. I mean, if it's in town, for sure.
Yeah.
Marcellus, it is my actual hair. Real talk. It is not a toupee and or a hair transplant. I've never been to Turkey. All right. So far, so good. I'm 43. It's doing okay. We'll see. Nothing's guaranteed in life, Marcellus.
Now you have to prove it, Brent.
Yeah, right. Like shave it live. Watch it grow back.
See, there's no glue.
Oscar asks, yeah, if we get to 100,000 subscribers, I'm shaving my head. I'm not. I don't care. It's a vanity metric. And yeah, it's not. I look so bad, bald. So bad. I look like a fire hydrant. Huh?
You were been bald?
I buzzed it in like 7th grade, and that was the last time
I shaved my head once.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. Not a good look.
It's, you got to do what you got to do. But Oscar, what's something that has challenged you in your business lately? Thank you. Mine was I went bananas and was spending 50 grand a month on TV, and everybody else in my market went crazy with their TV budget, and it did not work. And so I tested it. I keep testing it. I love seeing myself pop up when I'm at the gym. I love people coming up and saying, I just saw your commercial. Holy cow. Or recognizing me on the streets or whatever. It is not worth it. I mean, it's cool. And my wife was like, oh my gosh, you look so good. It was like an aphrodisiac, I think.
Oh, yeah.
But beyond that wore off fast. And now, it's back to normal.
I was eating birria the other day at a Mexican place, and you popped up on the TV.
Yeah.
I was like, that's my boy right there.
That's it. It's a great feeling, but it's not profitable.
I took a picture. I'll send it.
My challenge, Oscar, is, I test out a lot of different inbound marketing, and some of it works, some of it doesn't. And it stresses out the team from a profitability standpoint. The other thing is just being real patient with new marketing channels. I'm about break even with my direct mail, and I'm not super pumped about it. It's been 5 months, but my lead manager, Jackie, thinks it's awesome and thinks that there's a tremendous amount in the pipeline.
Yeah. Yep. For me, it was definitely getting shiny object on different markets, and I spread myself too thin. So I went virtual. Most of the stuff I do now is virtual. But it was almost like a spray and pray approach, where I was just tapping into anything that I could tap in terms of a virtual market.
Yep.
And what I learned was that you have to relearn wholesale in every one of those, with every one of the deals. Because you don't have the power network in those areas. You don't have, so I dialed it back from, going crazy on all these markets, just getting deals wherever and being able to push them through. We could, it wasn't effective.
Yep.
And I dialed it back, picked 5 markets, and that's where most of my stuff is now.
Awesome. What tools or systems do you use daily to manage leads, follow-ups, and your pipeline efficiently? We use a CRM called Follow Up Boss, built on Go High Level. How about you?
Podio. I have a Podio build that I've used for years. We're transitioning though to Go High Level.
So every Friday we do a scoreboard with the team. What leads came in, what leads converted, what's happening with them, what leads did we lose, what deals did we close, all those things. And every single day, my acquisition team has to put together what's called an EOD, end of day report. And they tell Jackie how many people they called, how many people they talked to, how many offers that
Bless you.
And how many, I've been holding it back. I've been holding my nose. I've been it was in there. I had to get that sneeze out. Anyway. And so the end of the day scoreboard, at the end of the week and end of the day reports is really what does the heavy lifting. The CRM is just to keep everybody organized and for them to put their notes in for every conversation. The nice thing about Go High Level, every conversation is recorded.
Yeah.
And so We get to go back and see what's going on with leads. We get to go back and listen to them if the seller's telling us something way different than what we heard before. And so that really helps. How do you build relationships with title companies, and what should I look for in a wholesaler friendly one? Get a referral. Right?
That's the best way to go about it. I mean, talk to Facebook groups, talk to anybody who's doing business in the market that you want to get into, and ask them, hey, do you have a new? I found 2 attorneys yesterday like that, but it's the same approach. Title companies.
Yep.
Yeah, ask them. Then reach out, interview the title company, ask them if they're investor friendly. 100% of them are going to say yes. We love working with investors,
Right.
and then ask them if they do blind HUDs, if they work on assignment agreements, if they work on double closings, if they have a blank stare on their eyes or a tone where they're lost, they're not working with a lot of investors. Move on to the next one.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. What criteria do you use to decide whether to assign a contract, double close, or keep as a deal, as a flip or a rental? I love that question. Great question. So if I can't double what we can make on an assignment on a flip, I'm not touching it. And it has to be in a specific area. Like if it's way out in the middle of nowhere and it's going to be a hassle and it should go to somebody that specializes in that area, I'm going to do that. My first instinct is, what does this look like as a flip? And then what do you think we can make on an assignment? And then we'll put all our deals out. We'll get the feedback from our pool of buyers. If it's good, boom, we assign it. If it's really great, then we're going to flip that thing.
Yeah.
Maybe. Just depends.
Yeah, I think it's one of those case by case things as well. I mean, sometimes we've seen, man, this is a great flip, but we're also going to crush it with the assignment, and we're going to be in and out of the deal in 2 weeks.
Yep.
So stuff like that. I mean, I'd rather turn and burn than sit with something for 3 months.
Jacob's doing 1 to 3 hotel deals, $100K a year. I do agent outreach and some PPL. I'm not sure how I could turn it into a business or what steps to work towards. Would love to hear your thoughts.
Bam. I mean, I think it's all in the marketing. Depends. I mean, it sounds like you're doing something else that's full-time. So first off, figure out what your time block would be. And to turn it into a business, you have to turn it into an operation first, right? So I don't know, what are your thoughts on that? But I mean,
well, Jacob then follows up with, he just had his 3rd baby. Congratulations. We'll ring it up for this.
There's a full-time assignment.
Can you please grab your guitar?
Yes. Bam.
Yeah, you want to leverage other people's time because you got less than 2 minutes a day. Listen, there's priorities in life that are gonna change. You know what I mean? But if you think that you can build a business with people seeing you as a leader and give them 2 minutes a day, it'll be destroyed. It's not time. It's not time. And you can find, again, 168 hours. You got to find 30. You got to. You know what I mean? There's got to be, and it just depends on what the roles are. If you're taking care of the kids and your wife's bringing in the bacon, great. That's just what it is right now. But I think that I think if you look at the nooks and crannies of your schedule, you're going to find some opportunities.
Yeah, you start by carving out at least 4 hours a day, I think, on building something that's going to be substantial. And
yeah.
And there we go. And then build it up from there.
Yeah, listen, I think that you got to just really put it into overdrive if you have enough capacity to do that. Don't kill yourself, but I'm just telling you, like, push your endurance. If you can only run a mile, great, run a mile. But then the next time, run a little bit more than a mile, and then a little bit further than a mile, and then further and further and further, and then all of a sudden you're running a marathon, right? So it's just getting used to that grind of building up your pipeline and getting to the point where you are making 250, 350, 400,000. But that, maybe $100,000 in this season of your life is great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you want more, you're going to have to squeeze that schedule. You know it for sure.
I think you can get to a very healthy place where you're still not sacrificing the entirety of your time and knock out one deal a month.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
So it's very doable. We see it all the time.
Awesome. Great show, guys.
I know.
Absolutely
Questions were on fire.
phenomenal show. I don't know how to get rid of the height. There we go. Great show. Went 2.5 hours today, guys. If you guys like the more question and answer style and kind of me mixing in some of the other things, I like that. I'm thinking, we should have Raph should have his own like spot with a camera, and I mean, you know what I mean. So it's like a with the camera, but we'll do with that. Come on in, guys. Come on in. Thank you guys for participating. Absolutely incredible. Every Wednesday, we'll be breaking down my sales process next week. It's gonna be absolutely phenomenal. On behalf of Luke and Matt and Anton and Bo, who was joined us earlier, and the dog Lula May, and Rafael Cortez,
and
Pulse CEO on Insta.
Rafael Cortez, CEO on Instagram.
On Instagram. Go check it out.
You forgot about the Rhino teddy bear.
And the Rhino teddy bear. Guys, go out there. You can find a deal this week. Act like you have to. Act like you can't own real estate unless you get a deal by Sunday at 12 p.m. Act like you're going to be thrown in jail for the next 90 days. For 90 days straight, you're going to lose all freedoms if you don't get a deal. Watch what happens.
Tell people what you're doing.
Yeah. Be super, super loud. Have conviction. We love you guys. Keep your house clean, protect your health, and increase your value to the world. You'll live a fantastic life. Love you guys.
Boom.
See you next week.